Sports Radio, AM 1060 KDUS Tempe, Phoenix, and KSLX HD2 Scottsdale, Phoenix.
They've played really well there and fed off their crowd, so our start's going to be important.
That's Sidney Crosby. Oh, the Penguins have to love this. A tendency to gloat? They should gloat. They're up 2-0 over the Predators. This time around, though, in Nashville, the puck drops right here on NBC Sports Radio. You can hear it all as you're cruising around. And Nashville is psyched no matter what their Predators have done so far. And I'll tell you what, supposedly the shoot-around was something to see. Pete Laviolette all over his players, trying to figure out how they're going to dig out of an 0-2 hole as they get ready for this third one on Saturday night at Bridgestone, like I just mentioned. The 5-3 loss on Monday, you looked at Pittsburgh. They had 3 goals in the first period's final 5 minutes. Can't have that. And then they knocked off the tie in the last less than 4 minutes to go of that contest, basically. So Wednesday night, the game was tied at 1 after 2 periods, but then there was a couple of hurry-up goals, and before you know it, it was a 4-1 win. So the problem is, one, Matt Murray has been pretty incredible, right? The rookie goalie for the Penguins. And, he's the best guy out there. He is stopping a lot of shots. So when you're stopping a lot of shots, well, do the math. He made 31 saves in that second game. Again, in the first 2 periods, 31 saves. That's a lot. That's a lot of shots. Not every shot's on point, but there were some pretty darn good shots. So what is it going to be in this second one? And is Pete Laviolette going to make a change in goal? It's going to be a loud crowd. It's going to be a wild Nashville crowd. But the defending Stanley Cup champs are on a roll. Who's going to be on more of a roll? Is there a better chance as we look at what's happening on the ice as I dive right into it here? Is it going to be easier for the Penguins to knock off the Predators or for the Warriors to slay the Cavaliers? If we jump over to Hoop, that first game, I did not expect what happened at the end. Take a listen.
Free throws make it 113-91. Livingston to the timeline, and it will run out. And the Warriors continue to be unbeaten in the postseason. 13-0. And they have taken game one with a final score of 113-91. And draw first blood in the 2017 NBA Finals.
So they did do exactly as was described there. Thanks to the Warriors play-by-play man for that, their radio network. But you heard him at the end. It was a good analogy. They draw first blood, so that's just the first one. But pretty significant the way they played. Kevin Durant was a beast. 38 points, 8 boards, 8 assists. He was natty. Oh, some of his dunks, just unreal. And in the first quarter of the game, it was pretty tight, right? And then even in the second, you've got the Cavaliers trailing just by a handful of points. I mean, less than double digits. But then that third quarter killed them, outscored 33-20. And the points that were on ice that they had collected in the first half came in handy. And the Warriors won very big. Very big. So when you look at now this second game that will happen on Sunday, it is all about what do the Cavaliers do to make this interesting and not get themselves in a hole that the Predators find themselves in on the ice hosting at home, because then that would happen on the hardwoods, obviously, to Cleveland. You go back to Cleveland, and you're down 2 games, and they got 2 in their pocket, and that's the situation you don't want to be in. As for Kevin Durant, like I said, he was Superman, of course, no question about it. This is like being at Disneyland for him. You wait the whole year, you get picked up in the summer, all the rumors are out there, then it doesn't matter. Then you're playing on the floor with guys like Steph Curry. Here's what Durant said.
I wouldn't do my teammates any good if I wasn't, just enjoying the moment no matter what. So I just try to stay locked in on that, at the same time have some fun, but know that, it's hard to do what we want to do, and it's hard to, stay locked in for 48 minutes. So I'm just trying to do my best to be there for my teammates and, to play up to my standards as an individual as well. So just trying to, I'm probably going to say this a lot over the next couple of days, but just trying to stay locked in, man. That's all it's about.
That's great. That's a great bumper sticker or T-shirt, really. Locked in. And he was locked in, and the Warriors were locked in. So now the Cavaliers, after being routed in the first game, they did a team film session. They went through to figure out where they were missing the mark against the Warriors. And what they found out is a couple of things. Lou, the Cavs coach, as you know, he looked at a couple of things. He said we weren't physical enough. We didn't disrupt the Warriors' offense. Yeah, like when Kevin Durant looked as though he were schooling everybody every time he went up for a dunk. They got to come back hard. They have to come back hard. You just cannot allow LeBron James to get into any kind of foul trouble, because having him off the floor would be a huge mistake. There was no steals. The Cavs didn't take the ball away from Golden State at all. In fact, this is a pathetic stat you don't really want out there, but it's one where they know they can improve. Breaking down tape, of course, that's smart. Look at the holes. Look what happened there. What can we do? What didn't we do? And what they didn't do is they didn't do much as far as turnovers. They didn't do much as far as turnovers. I mean, as far as being able to not do that. Because they kept turning the ball over. So 20 turnovers, and what does that lead to? 21 points for Golden State. While the Warriors only turned over the ball 4 times. 20 turnovers, wow, that's not good. So if you're going to attack, you got to be able to finish it. You got to be able to push it. And the Warriors were great on both ends of the ball. They were great defensively, and they were great offensively. So you got to push them. You got to play hard, because they're able to set up some great screens. They're able to get that little bit of space that a guy like Kevin Durant he'll eat your lunch if he gets that. No breathing room. They need to create a scenario where there's just no breathing room on the other side for the Warriors. That's what has to happen here. And they cannot turn over the ball. I mean, I'm sure Lou emphasized that. As you listen to sports, you know this. Every time you see a microphone and a coach is asked, I don't care what sport it is, you talk about turnovers. It's such a cliche. Well, we can't turn over the ball. We can't turn over the ball. But it's the truth. You can't turn over the ball that many times and give them the gift of all those extra points, which amounts to a bigger margin to have to make up that you can't make up against a team like Golden State. Who has their back against the wall more? I started off saying that. Is it the Predators against the Penguins? Or is it Cleveland against Golden State? I think it's the Predators against the Penguins, because the Penguins goaltender, Matt Murray, is playing out of his mind. When you have a wall there and there's no hole you can find, no crack, even when you're peppering a goaltender with great shots, the defense becomes so paramount, especially when it's low scoring in the beginning of the game. Absolutely. So I think Cleveland bounces back. There's no sweep to be had here. It would be shocking to me. It would be shocking to me after this entire NBA season to see this rubber match come down to a sweep, even if it was tight. I don't think so. Golden State might be playing with a little bit of added extra momentum because they want to get the trophy back. They want to get the championship back. But I think Cleveland is playing with a different kind of momentum because they truly are the underdog. They're being billed as the underdog. And then they showed they were the underdog in the first game. That's not going to happen in this second game. My prediction is, and I have a cracked crystal ball, and I don't think LeBron James listens to this show, but if he did, he'd probably tell somebody to hurry up and not let me have a prediction for them because I think Cleveland is going to be more physical. If as long as LeBron doesn't get into trouble foul-wise, I think Cleveland wins this in a tight one. I really do. And this becomes a much more interesting series, and I hope it does because it wasn't a great playoff season. There were some decent games, but I could pick them out on one hand. This series needs to be exciting. If you're a Golden State fan and you just want to see the blowout, different story. But if you're like the rest of us, I want to see some good hoop. All right, we're bouncing on to a couple of odds and ends in the world of sports. Next with me, Kate Delaney, NBC Sports Radio, NBCSportsRadio.com.
Hey, David Justice here. For great sports talk, do what I do. Keep it locked on NBC Sports Radio.
Live from Twin Peaks, located at 2135 East Camelback Road in Phoenix, this is Real Hockey Talk. Hi, everyone. Welcome to the show. I'm Dave Isaac, alongside Greg and the hockey guru, Rick, from Boston, who lives in Phoenix, but was in Boston last week.
2 weeks ago.
2 weeks ago already?
2 weeks, yep, 2 weeks
wow.
ago.
I thought it was last week because we...
Actually, it might have been 2.5 weeks ago.
Wow, where's
That's
time
because we missed each other.
That's right, because we love Real Hockey Talk. And, of course, Twin Peaks, what a great place. They got soccer going on. Yes. Rick, you said it was the finals of something, right?
Yeah, the Champions League.
The Championship League?
On a scale of 1 to 10 of importance, I put this at a .02.
But
my nephew has this as a 10. So
but they got a pretty good crowd here watching strictly soccer. It's almost on every TV. There is some basketball going on and some other things. And a big cheer. I don't know. Someone must have scored, ladies and gentlemen. It's 1-1. Tied up. Who's even playing? Can't even pronounce.
Real Madrid and Juventus.
Yeah, so 1-1, 26-31 into the contest. So Real Hockey Talk. Of course, we always start off by doing what did I learn this week? Exactly. I learned there's a soccer tournament going on right now. Didn't know that.
Oh, yeah. I think soccer is played every day of the year everywhere.
Yeah.
All you need is a dirt field.
But this is big, and let's see how this goal, good. Wow. Oh, wow. Did you see that kick?
I did.
That was quite sort of like a bicycle kick. That was a heck of a kick. Man, I'm a soccer guy now. All right. Of course, we're in the middle of the Stanley Cup Finals with Pittsburgh in Nashville.
Final, Dave.
Final, you're right. You always told me that. Did you know it's final, not finals?
We're trying to help Dave.
That's right.
Because it ruins
working.
our rep.
It does. I'm here to do that. But, yeah, Pittsburgh in Nashville today. As of yesterday, they didn't know. Nashville did not know what goalie there was going to play.
No, and Peter Laviolette's kind of playing the waiting game, he should tell each guy to be ready.
Yeah.
They're in a world of hurt.
But Pecorino has not played well at all.
No, it's caught up with him a little bit, but he got him here. He's played
That's
out
true.
of his mind.
I predict he'll start, of course. That'd be amazing. I don't know. That's my opinion. But okay, how about you, Greg? Will he start?
Oh, so. Man. I would think he would.
Yeah. But they were
He's
quiet
expected to start. I
think he's on a short leash.
He is.
Yeah.
I believe a short leash in that regard. I think, I'm jumping on the Subban wagon there. I do believe Nashville, will win, and I think Pekka will get back. He is playing over his head the first 3 rounds because he's always been an outstanding goaltender. He's had a nice career, but to me, I thought, he's slowing down a little bit, and now all of a sudden we've seen what he's done. And he has a great D, obviously, in front of him. So a lot of good stuff there. But, I think he'll be in net tonight.
Goaltenders are emotional creatures. Mm-hmm. If the coach has put any doubt inside the psyche of Rene, they're in trouble.
Yeah,
and that's the criticism in Nashville right now is the coach has done that a little bit by creating some uncertainty. Mm-hmm. They're fragile individuals, and it's confidence dictates their game.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see, if the mental part of it could keep up. And that's why it's big. If Pittsburgh gets an early goal,
right,
no matter what, even if it's a one-time shot that no goaltender would stop,
adios.
It's going to mess with his head there. And so we'll see how that goes.
So if Justin Schultz comes over the red line and flips one into the end and it bounces over his shoulder in, you think they'll yank him?
Yeah, if it's a Kluche, they'll do it. Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, because it hasn't been pretty for him. But
no,
I think it's like a .77 save percentage. Allowed 8 goals, I think, already.
It's not good.
Yeah, but again, if it's a Kluche, that's just terrible. The Kluche is when the puck goes through you, not just through the arm. It actually, that picture of Kluche where it looked like it was going through his stomach.
In fact, there's a story about Kluche. He was walking in the street, and he turned and saw a bus coming at him, and he didn't have time to move, but he survived because the bus went through his legs. So, all right, you've heard that one.
I did not hear that. But
it's a good one, huh? You think I have a chance like Kathy Griffin in Las Vegas?
I don't know. You remember when Barry was here, Barry Gibbs, he told the story of the last game of the season between he's playing the Philadelphia Flyers and the North Stars, and Bernie Parent was in net for the Flyers. Mm-hmm. And Barry skated out of his own blue line. He had to dump the puck, and he just flipped it high center ice, and it bounced past Bernie, and the North Stars go to the playoffs. And
oh, my
Flyers,
gosh.
Yeah. He said he lost it in the Philadelphia Spectrum skylights.
Oh, man. Not good.
It happens, but he's in the Hall of Fame, so that's all.
You remember here, too, in 2012, the Western Conference Final, Game 1. It was 1-0 L.A. in the first, and they dominated the period. Then Derek Morris from the red line just fired it in on Jonathan Quick, and it bounced, but it went in. But Quick mentally, he's a strong mental goaltender, and some are, but then you have some that
are crackpots.
Yeah, exactly. And I hate to say it because he's a very nice guy off the ice, great guy. But Mike Smith, a little like that in the sense where if something happens, you could tell it'll mess with him a little. And that's not a negative shot at Mike.
No, it's not. And we'll be grading Mike Smith.
Yeah,
during the program.
And he might have a nice grade from me. We'll see.
And let's hope he doesn't come down and hit me over the head with his goaltender stick.
He'll come give me a hug and a Papa John.
Now, to support Greg's theory, I mean, you all know I picked Pittsburgh, not bragging, but in the beginning of the season and then postseason. But to support Greg's theory on Nashville, I think he's really high in Nashville, and there's no reason not to be. But even though it's 2-0 right now, right, Pittsburgh up on Nashville, the some of the key stats favor Nashville actually, and so that's maybe a little bit of hope for Nashville if they continue. For example, the shot attempts, Corsi stats,
even strength. They're
5-on-5, 86 to 57.
That's huge.
And so I basically it's 60.14% of shot attempts at full strength favor Nashville. They have more possession, evidently. So it's evidently the special teams that not going well for them.
They have to stay out of the penalty box. If you look at the team psyche, you look in the locker room. You're Pittsburgh. You just said they're expected to win this now. They won last year. They're up 2.
Yeah.
You're the clear favorite. Would you rather be the clear favorite or I got nothing to lose underdog? And Nashville right now is playing on house money. They have nothing to lose.
Yeah.
I think they win tonight.
I think they do, too. The thing is, you can't think of the coach is smart enough to know this, of course. You can't look at it, you got to win 4 out of 5. You got to just win one game at a time. They pick off 2 games now. One game they win tonight, they win tomorrow. Now you got a whole new shift. The momentum shifts a little bit, does go back to Pittsburgh, but the experience of Pittsburgh is really showing up, I think, right now. Now,
it is.
Let me ask you guys a question because I don't understand this, and maybe you guys can enlighten me.
We will.
Since I said finals instead of final. Now, it seems to me, I've been following the Pittsburgh team and during the postseason. And whether you like Sidney Crosby or not, I mean, still a phenomenal player. Mm-hmm. And I actually like the Pittsburgh team. He gets pummeled every night. He's not protected like a McDavid or a Gretzky was. Why is that?
I don't think McDavid was protected this playoff. He took a beating, and they made a point of that. You cannot do that to the.
But how do they do to Crosby? Is he tough enough by himself? But I think he gets a lot of cheap shots. Now he gives some too, but why is it you don't have one of the other guys make a stand for him?
I'm an old school guy.
Yeah.
You're in front of the net. Sidney Crosby takes 3 cross checks to the back. Okay, and he limps off the ice. Who on that Pittsburgh roster, or who on the Nashville roster, is going to step up and drop the gloves and fight the next guy? Nobody. They don't have people in the roster like that anymore. The game's changed, and that's a negative. You need someone to protect your player.
You could tell it's taking a toll on Crosby.
Well,
I mean, he looks worn out a bit.
Well, big thing, is the team toughness. I mean, even if it's not a big-time tough guy, because we don't have enforcers per se anymore.
Right.
Now, with Edmonton, and even if McDavid took a lot of it, and I know he then started laying out a little bit, some hits and stuff, you do have Maroon, Lucic, guys there like
guys.
that can drop if you need it.
And who's that other guy?
Cassian.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, plenty of guys, but it is different because, when you see, in the Gretzky days, McSorley was his personal bodyguard.
Even before that, I mean, if you're going to run you're going to run a star. The old days, I'm the defenseman on the ice, and Philip Forsberg, I'm looking for him. Mm-hmm. I'm drilling him into the boards. That doesn't happen anymore.
Right. Yeah.
An eye for an eye.
I think it should.
Gone. It should. Well,
I think you can't go that tough against Sidney Crosby or any of the great stars.
If you look at Pittsburgh, the one word that comes to my mind is they are resilient.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And we may not see it on the telecast, but Pittsburgh's players are doing something back to Nashville. You may not see it, but it could be a subtlety. But Chris Kunitz, he hacks you on every shift.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And he does. He does help. I will agree.
He's doing
not
something.
the biggest guy in the world, but pretty tough.
Yeah.
Malkin against PJ.
Malkin.
They had a fight.
Yeah.
PK.
Yeah. Well, what's interesting with that too is that when you're in the playoffs in general, but especially in the final like this, is that they don't want to, the retaliatory penalty is usually what's called, and they want to be careful. Now, sure, you can do a clean, open ice hit, stuff like that, but you got to time it right. They have this in the back of their mind, like you're saying, Rick, in that next year, Nashville-Pittsburgh regular season game, it's more likely maybe we see something there.
I take the instigator rule in fighting, and I throw it out.
Oh, yeah.
Throw it out. Get that 2 minutes that someone's afraid to be on the penalty kill. That's ridiculous. Get rid of that.
Yeah, somehow I don't think they will.
Let them police it a bit.
Well, when I take over as commissioner, that's actually...
Well, I'm for old-time hockey.
Yeah, and that's not even necessarily old-time hockey. You can play the game it is right now.
Yeah.
But the players have to enforce what takes...
But I'm really for old-time hockey.
Oh, well, that's okay.
Get rid of all these obstruction penalty things. But hey, it's going well, evidently, for the National Hockey League, and it is still exciting. But I don't know, it just bothers me. He gets pummeled. Have you guys noticed that?
I do.
He gets pummeled. I mean, really.
But does he get pummeled more than anybody else, or is it because he's on the ice more than the other players, and the TV's on him more of the time? You see more of it.
Well, I think from what I've seen, he gets. I think he gets pummeled more. But maybe he.
I mean, obviously there's a target on his head, and you have that. And I know a lot of opposing players aren't big fans of him. He's known as a bit of a whiner per se. He might be a good guy.
Would that
off
be
the ice,
Riesling or Mark? What are the other
That's
ones?
Envy too.
Yeah, because he is a pretty decent player. And
is he still the best, or McDavid got him?
Well, I think with what we're seeing now, him leading the way with all the injuries they had and stuff, he's still showing.
There'll be another cup. Talk to me when McDavid's won 3.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
You're right. Actually,
now, McDavid is more skilled and may, throughout the course of his career, point per game wise, stuff
maybe.
like that, maybe. But right now, I mean, Crosby is still.
Yeah,
the man.
Yeah, but what a team they have. I mean, This is a exceptional
and one
team.
thing to look at, how many games has Sidney Crosby? He's played over 100 hockey games this year, counting the NHL,
he
World
looks
Cup,
like
and the playoffs.
worn out. Yeah.
That takes its toll.
It does, yeah.
Yeah, there's no doubt about it. We're going to go on a break, but we do have a special discussion, Coyotes report card. We're looking forward to their report card. We each assign grades for all the Coyotes, including the organization, the coaching staff, and general manager. And we are live from Twin Peaks, located at 2135 East Camelback Road in Phoenix. Come on down. You got a lot of good soccer going on. There's hockey still on some of the TVs. There's basketball. A lot of good stuff. Come on down and enjoy Twin Peaks. And we'll be right back after this break.
Did you miss any of the Sports Zone? Then head to NBCSports1060.com/podcasts for the full replays of the Sports Zone.
And welcome back again. You're listening to Real Hockey Talk live from Twin Peaks, located at 2135 East Camelback Road in Phoenix, Arizona. I'm Dave Isaac alongside Greg and the hockey guru from Boston, Rick, who lives in Phoenix. And we are glad you live in Phoenix.
I'm glad I live here, too.
Yeah, see, that makes 4 of us.
Nice and warm.
Or 17,000 of us, maybe.
Too hot for me right now.
Nice and warm.
It is getting warm, but it's sort of nice, right?
Yeah, it's beautiful.
The humidity part's not good in July or August.
Nothing compared to New
Back
England.
east.
Nothing.
Yeah, you're right.
It's
that's
not
true.
even close.
But Twin Peaks, place to be. There's soccer. If you like soccer, there's a championship game going on right now. What does that say?
1-1.
Yeah, 1-1. And it's a pretty nice crowd here because people watching soccer. There's other things going on. Baseball. There's tennis. I see some interviews in the basketball part of sports.
Yeah.
And there was some hockey going on. A replay of Game 2, Pittsburgh and Nashville. Now, we did a little bit of analysis of Pittsburgh-Nashville, and we all we believe Nashville will win tonight. Coming back home, big crowd. Their catfishes will be flying on the ice, right?
Yeah. And they're going to win the series.
Okay, that could be a bold prediction.
I'll go with that.
You're still going with Nashville?
Yeah, I have to. I can't change.
Even
if Pittsburgh took a 3-0 lead.
Yeah. Okay. Well, so you're the decider, Rick. You're like George Bush,
I gotta
the
go
decider.
With Pittsburgh. The odds, Vegas, they're up 2-0.
Yeah, I mean it's not easy. Not easy. But Nashville, impressive team,
but
no doubt.
Tonight's critical game.
Yeah. Oh, tonight. Yeah. Would you? So even tonight, if they lose, you're still going.
I have to. When you make a pick.
What if they down 4-0?
I'll still say Nashville.
See,
they're coming back.
What's the best of 9?
Well, think about
Blame
next
it on
year.
the refs.
They're going to be. They're going to be a team to contend with.
Well,
next
actually,
year.
I will. Yeah.
Right?
Who?
Next year, they just going to get better and better.
Oh, yeah.
I think.
I mean, most of the core is young. And
well, if they keep all, I don't know.
The defense will be kept intact.
Yeah.
Great defense.
They still need a real top scorer. They don't have that. Guys are emerging, Forsberg and whatever, but they still.
Forsberg, is he a man? That guy is good. The moves he has, right?
Yeah.
Really good.
Good player.
Yeah, no doubt. So, what did I learn this week? What did we learn this week?
Well, I think we learned a lot. How do you want to work this? Who wants to dive in first?
All right, I'll dive in first. Okay. So here's what I learned, and this is sort of a trivia question to see if you guys will get the answer.
Here we go.
This particular hockey player scored 1,200 points in his NHL career, pretty decent. 608 career NHL goals are the most scored by a draft-eligible player who was never drafted, and then by an NHL team, never drafted. That's pretty impressive. He is in the Hockey Hall of Fame.
He is.
Yeah, so you think of that, and you go, wow, who could that possibly be? I'll give you some more hints if you want them. Do you want more hints?
Can I buy a vowel?
How many points did you say in his career?
1,200 points in his NHL career.
He's already in the Hall of Fame?
Already in the Hall of Fame, and this will give it away. But it took 8 years to get into the Hall of Fame.
Did he win a cup?
I don't think he did win a cup. However, they say it took as long as 8 years. It would have been shorter he had some brush-ins with the law. So that gives a little bit of a hint, and I could get more specific.
With the law.
Yeah, with the law, and that's what they thought. He also played junior hockey on Samaya, Ontario, Junior B.
If we had Pierre Maguire here, he would
he would
right
know.
away.
And there's only two.
I know who we're talking about.
Oh, he looked it up. Wait, don't look.
Give another hint.
Two hockey. I'll give another hint.
I'll give a hint if this
there was
fly.
two hockey players from the Junior B team, the Samaya team, that made the Hall of Fame. The other one, not only him, but was Phil Esposito. Not too shabby.
No.
And
played on around the same time frame.
Yeah, and this will give another hint. Minnesota North Stars, Detroit Red Wings. He definitely played.
That's a lot of hints.
Cicerelli?
Yeah. Oh my God, the youngster knows that.
Does he?
You needed the hint.
Stick, right?
Luke Richardson.
Name the hockey player that walked down his driveway to get the morning news sans robe. Didn't wear anything. He forgot to put his robe on. Now, if you said that, I would have said Dino Cicerelli.
Yeah.
Or sounds like an Italian dinosaur.
So that's what happened?
That was one discretion.
So what did he do? He
went down to get the mail or the newspaper in the morning, and he forgot to put his robe on.
At his house?
At his house.
Yeah,
yes.
we've all done that.
Yeah.
We have.
Well, he got convicted. So, no, he did. And I guess, I don't know.
I remember the Luke Richardson.
I thought he was on Washington when that happened.
It might have been. I don't remember.
Dino. And a great aggressive player, obviously certainly talented. And that is what I learned. And ask me how I learned that. I don't know. I was looking up something, and I came across Dino Cicerelli, and I go, oh, I didn't know that. I started reading about it, and that's what I learned. Now, Luke Richardson is the uncle of who on the Coyotes?
Oh, Brad.
Man.
Who?
Brad Richardson?
No.
Oh,
But a good guess. I mean.
Oh, I know it.
His first name is. It's not but he's certainly well known.
Oh, I know it, and
I'm gonna pass on this. This one I don't know.
Did you give one little hint?
Okay, let me give a hint. Well, if I give a hint, his father played in the league. The uncle, obviously, Luke Richardson, and he has a cousin, Morgan Richardson, a younger guy, maybe 22, is, not, I don't think, in the NHL yet. But
is it Domi?
Who?
Domi?
That is not correct, sir. But how many Coyotes have dads that played hockey?
Well,
there's one other one.
Yeah.
His name is, I'll give his first name, Jacob.
Oh yeah, Chikrin.
Right? So that's interesting. Luke Richard, really, he played a long time, I believe. Philadelphia, I remember him most times.
Good career.
Yeah, so that was my what did I learn? Sort of a cool what did I learn, right?
Yeah. That's a good one because Dino Cicerelli, I just checked something out. He's in the top 10 NHL players of all time for most embarrassing moments.
Wow.
He's number 2, forgot to wear his pants.
What was the first one?
Some of these I can't not say on the air, but Mark Hardy gets really inappropriate.
No, that's brutal.
Oh yeah,
with his his daughter. That's not good.
But I think he got off on that. Well,
that's penalty flag is being thrown.
I think he didn't get convicted, right?
Man.
Didn't.
I don't think he did. Yeah, who knows?
Because he's coaching now, right?
Yeah, he's coaching. And look, our president is still president, even with him and his daughter. No, they. Here's the thing: is that that is true. And then he went with Chicago assistant coach or with the something like that. And I've always heard he's a great guy. So. If something
I don't think he ever went to jail, so it must have not happened. Right?
I'll save this list. This will be a good. This will be a good
our after-hour show.
Shall we integrate it in as we go along?
Oh, this will be a good show.
What are some of the names? Not what they did.
Joe Corvo.
Okay.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Bob Probert.
Former King.
Yeah. Well, Probert. Yeah.
Of course, Patrick Kane.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's a couple incidents.
Kevin Stevens.
Ah.
Yeah, and he just got
and he's not even on it for that. He's not on it for his drug. He's
for
his
a lady friend.
Yeah, Steve Durbano, who was a teammate of Barry Gibbs, and that story has been shared with me. So seeing that it's on here, I guess that's public. Frank Beaton, Bad News Beaton.
Don't know him.
Dishonorable mentions. Would you like to be on the dishonorable mention with Dustin Bufflin?
Oh.
Arrested for operating a motorboat while intoxicated.
I remember that.
Minnetonka.
And he was giving a motorboat. That was the weird thing.
The arrest itself wasn't the most embarrassing part. It was the fact that his weight was revealed to be 286 pounds, which was 40 pounds more than his weight at season's end.
Oh, my gosh.
That's not a good one.
No.
Shane Sherler is on the.
I remember him. Tough guy.
No, this is going to be a fun show as long as these guys don't show up to the live broadcast and beat the hell out of us.
Yeah, you're right, and they could.
They could do it very easily.
Even at their age now.
So my turn.
Yes.
What did we learn? And this isn't as much a what did we learn as a validation that hockey players are the toughest players on the planet. And I say this is a direct 180 because I'm watching soccer. Now, I respect the players, but the list I'm going to talk about here in comparison to a soccer player is their injuries are hangnails, fat lips, and raspberries.
Who? Soccer?
Soccer players.
Why don't they have bench clearing balls?
Oh, because they don't know how to fight. So here's a list from the Ottawa Senators.
Oh.
From the GM Pierre Dorian when the season ended of the injury list that the Ottawa Senators were playing with throughout the playoffs. Cody Ceci, broken finger. According to the GM, it was broken 17 times over the course of the season.
Oh, jeez.
Zach Smith, pulled rib and abdominal muscle. Victor Stahlberg, broken ribs. Chris Neal, significant sprained hand. Dino Phaneuf, wrist injury. Some people think cracked. Craig Anderson, the goalie, back injury, which for a goalie is not good.
Right.
Tom Pyatt, ankle injury. Derek Brassard, shoulder injury, meaning separated. Frederick Klassen, back injury. Mark Method, finger injury. Mark Stone, knee injury, which they believe was sprained. Ryan Zingle, wrist injury. Eric Carlson, hairline foot fractures in addition to muscle problems on his broken foot.
Wow.
Alex Burrows, high ankle sprain. It goes on and on and on. So
now, if they had a couple of those players, went 7. I don't know.
I'm going to call a quick timeout. I will do mine when I get back. We're going to announce a winner here before soccer comes back on. We don't want to interrupt that.
I was going to give the soccer list of injuries again for the.
Do you want to have them come over here and get some tickets? By the way, ladies and gentlemen of the audience.
I got to go way over there, so I have them with me.
Oh, you do? Okay, good.
Do that.
And what we're talking about, for those who don't see the visual, is we're giving away $25 gift certificates, other prizes, too, to Twin Peaks.
Yes.
So we're going to make some fans very happy now because they're all eating, having the delicious food. It is really good food here, by the way.
It is.
Much better than you wouldn't consider it's a bar food type of thing.
No,
this is really good. The pot roast, the fish, excellent. They have smoked ribs. Smoked wings. I mean,
that
really
pot
good.
roast is one of your favorites.
I love it. Yeah, it really is good. And so we're starting to give away some gift certificates. If you're not here, get down here and enjoy the soccer, enjoy all the sports going on, and maybe you will win $25 gift card from Twin Peaks. Now, I don't know if we should start a report card without Greg.
I think we need him.
Because we got what's coming up next is, and there's Greg. Wow, he sounds good on the loudspeaker. But we do have a report card for, giving grades out to all the Coyote players, the coach, the general manager, and the ownership to see what, in our opinion, it looks like for next year and maybe 2-3 years downstream. And
good.
We will have our reports, and now barring any trades, barring signing of free agents. Of course, we can't calculate that in right now, but we do have an opinion on.
We have opinions.
Whether they're going to make the playoffs or whether they won't for next year. It's no fun being outside looking in.
Before we dive into the report card, who's going to sing the national anthem at the Predators game tonight? So I went on.
Oh, yeah.
I went on. There's a poll.
I know who.
Well,
Mike Fisher's wife.
Well, no, I think she's already done it because I'm looking at a poll, and there were 5 names to choose from, and they were Dolly Parton.
Oh.
Justin Timberlake. Martina McBride.
Yeah.
Garth Brooks.
Or Nicole Kidman.
Or Taylor Swift.
Yeah. Who did
so
Nicole Kidman?
I voted. Nicole Kidman is married to Keith Urban.
Yeah, that's
Fantastic performance.
So he's not going to sing it.
No, well, I think he already has.
Now, who did Mike Fisher marry then?
Carrie Underwood.
So is she not? I thought she might. No?
I believe she has already.
Is it a surprise?
Performed.
Is that what?
It's always a surprise.
Oh, it is. Okay.
That's what makes it great because they bring the country entertainer out. They put a Predators jersey on them with their name. Like Vince Gill a few playoff games ago, his daughters and kids were out there.
Wow.
It's actually pretty cool.
It's a cool thing.
And talking to our friend up in the Vegas Golden Knights, similar, you will see a Las Vegas local talent.
Oh, yeah.
Banging out the
But it probably won't be Wayne Newton.
You never know.
Well, I was there 3 weeks ago in Las Vegas, and I was scheduled to see Wayne Newton to review the show, but he took ill. I hope he's okay, so they had to cancel it. So I did not see Wayne Newton. But he was a talent there for years.
Oh, yeah.
A very popular show, by the way.
He did. I mean, the Stardust.
Yeah.
That was the first and only place at time I went a few years back in NCAA college hockey.
Oh, yeah, the college
that had
hockey.
a sports book.
The sports book.
None of the other for college hockey for the Frozen Four. They took action.
Really?
Yep.
And that was
the Stardust, which is no more.
No more. Yeah, they imploded
They
it.
had to.
How do you implode something?
A lot of dynamite.
So, but it goes inward though.
Yes.
How do they do that?
Engineering degrees.
Yeah, I mean, I never
stress points. Load balance.
Yeah, I can never figure that out.
You got to do it just right because you don't want to have toilets and everything flying out of the building into the neighboring property.
No,
that's a bad thing.
They could hit the people on the street that flash these cards, and there are these cards that we don't. It's not poker.
And the Stardust let's just say, wasn't in the best part of town.
Well, yeah, that was on the Strip though.
But on the wrong end of the Strip, heading towards downtown, where if you go 2 blocks in either wrong direction, I may never find you again.
Wow, like Washington D.C.
Yeah, it's very similar.
In a way,
without
I think
the politics.
Wow, but you've walked in Vegas where
yes.
every other person handing you this card, right?
Yep.
Yeah, and they hand it even to women. I couldn't figure that out
because you're giving it out all day. You don't know who you're really not gender specific. You're just firing these things.
Have you ever negotiated with one of those people?
No, I have not done that.
No?
Not done that. I like walking the Strip with my lovely wife, Jean.
Yeah,
and,
exactly.
And get in front and watch the fountain show.
At the Bellagio.
The Bellagio, set to music.
Or
that's very nice.
Or the Treasure Island, I think, right?
Yeah.
Or Caesar's Palace. Is it Caesar's? No.
Well, it's Bellagio that has
the volcano.
Yeah. No, the volcano is.
What is that?
Well, they have the pirate ship that sinks.
That's Treasure Island.
That's Treasure Island.
Yeah. The volcano, I think. Oh, that's the Mirage. Yeah.
Yes.
That's right. Yeah, we love Vegas, don't we?
Beautiful.
Yeah, great place.
Beautiful place.
So we're awaiting Greg to do the Coyote report card, but in the meantime, we got a winner already. Guys, come on down, Twin Peaks and Camelback, 2135 East Camelback, and you also might win $25 gift certificate at this great establishment. It's really, truly one of my favorite sports bars. The food is sensational. And what did we say? There's like 96 TVs there, or I forget what we said.
Something of that.
Was it 56 or 96? That's quite a difference, though, isn't it?
There is.
So Greg, I don't think gave us what did he learn this week.
No, we need what did we learn, and then we're going to dive into the
report card. Yeah, we can't wait for that.
Okay, Greg, what did we learn, Greg?
What did you learn?
That you can get 11 shots on goal in a Stanley Cup final game.
And win.
Not just win, but score quite a bit.
Is that a shot at Pecorine?
No, you know what? I give him so much respect. It happens, and it's tough. I mean, but I got to hand it actually to his team in the sense of when they're down 3-0, how they really, held them Pittsburgh without a shot really till the third period after that. And, they were dominant, and they came back, tied it, and, unfortunately then right after that, towards the end of the game, Pittsburgh did their thing. But, yeah, that I would say is a big thing. Plus, I'm learning here, and even though I'm not into the whole country scene and country
we can change
music,
that. We can get you into this.
it's not going to happen. However, we're seeing that Nashville fans everywhere are great, but wow.
They have loud
it's
fans.
Great there. Well, yeah, and you just see the stuff going on right now. It's one of those places, even if you're not a hockey fan, you just want to be there for the atmosphere.
For the barbecue,
the way it's going. Well, that too, get some food.
Well, this is a good segue as we go into the Coyotes, and we look at everything. Why has Nashville been successful and Arizona not as successful? I'm going to be very politically correct there.
They know how to market.
Okay, there's the marketing.
And I think their general manager.
Well, that's plural because you just can't put it on the current general manager.
Yeah.
There is Nashville has done a tremendous job of marketing their product. And they've been around. They weren't successful.
They've had pretty good coaches too, I think.
Barry Trotz.
Yeah,
what's his issue been? He just got thrown under the bus by his GM in Washington. Why?
Yeah.
He can't. The team plays.
Right.
They don't handle stress well.
That's a good point.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, why are they successful? They certainly, maybe, they have accumulated the right group of players, or maybe the Coyotes, maybe it's a financial thing. Maybe they have some access to more money than the Coyotes, possibly.
Sure.
Yeah.
But, if you're going to be in, you got to be all in. We're going to talk about the ownership of the Coyotes. And
at some point, we'll have a show just talking about organizations in hockey.
That would be great,
and how, if you look at teams right now and their feeder systems, you go down the American Hockey League right now, you've got Syracuse Crunch, Tampa Bay's team, playing Grand Rapids, Detroit's team.
Yeah.
Those two programs play the same style and skill set as the big club. So they come up, and it's plug and play.
Nice.
Who else does that? Scranton Wilkes-Barre, Pittsburgh's team.
Yeah.
They are identical.
Oh,
they play
cool.
the same system, and they develop. That's why you're looking at the Connor Sherrys, the Jake Gensels, the Rounies.
That guy,
they are incredible.
How did he?
Which one?
Can I give you a good Jake Gensel?
What's his name?
Gensel, yeah.
How did
Mr.
he?
Pretzel.
Have you heard of him before?
Oh, yeah.
Well, yeah, but he wasn't.
Is this guy as good as they say?
Well,
yes.
Yeah, he is playing amazing. As a prospect, let's say he's in another system, or per se was with a different organization. He wasn't some hot shot going to be a star type prospect per se, but Rick is right on where they just jump right in, and these guys they're developed properly, and look what happened.
And it helps when you get Sidney Crosby, your center, and you're going to be better. But let me run some numbers by Jake Gensel for you. His first game in the NHL this year, the Penguins lost, but he scored on his first two shots on net.
Oh,
now they lost.
Got to be a
5-2
record,
that game.
right?
Well, if they crack that. So it's if you combine his season scoring at Scranton Wilkes-Barre and his 40 games for the Penguins, it totals 73 games. That would be 37 goals and 39 assists for 76 points.
Oh.
So if you keep that pace up, say, all right, it's a fluke. In the playoffs, if Penguins win, he wins the Conn Smythe Trophy.
Do you think so?
He's played 21 games, 12 goals, 7 assists, 19 points, and I can't remember how many game winners. 7 or 8 game winners?
It's been amazing.
He's going to win it. So if you project him to next season, he's a top 5 goal scorer in the NHL.
So they had two surprises back to back. Matt Murray comes in last year, wipes up, and now Jake.
Right.
College kid from University of Nebraska, Omaha, Division I program. Kid grew up playing hockey in Minnesota. Played hockey in Nebraska because he was born there. Not a Tier 1 program, no doubt. They play great competition. But you're not talking about Minnesota, Duluth, St. Cloud, or North Dakota, and boom.
Right,
He's a factor.
It is phenomenal. I mean,
is.
It just so much adds to that Pittsburgh team. where they already had such great players, great speed, and now another addition.
Yeah.
So maybe somewhat a surprise.
Jake Gensel, yep.
Wow, I'm impressed. And so is that, Greg, what you learned this week?
Yeah, I'd say that.
See?
Just kind of going on the spot with
I've
one.
always said
Yeah.
shots on net are the most overrated statistic
It
in
is.
hockey.
Well, that is true. It's
It
about
is.
scoring chances, really.
Right. It's about how many goals you scored.
Well, that's true, actually. That's a very good point. And,
The most compelling part of that statistic just shows you how poorly Rene played in those games.
Mm-hmm.
Because the statistic for first shot save percentage for an NHL goaltender is around .97.
Really?
Goals are scored on the second shot or the third shot, the
Right.
rebound, if you don't clear the puck. If so that means out of those 11 shots, and he gave up, 5 goals? That's bad.
Oh, yeah. Yeah,
that's really bad. That game was not his high point.
Well, we also learned Carrie Underwood doesn't like NHL referees
No,
now.
she did a little tweeting.
Yeah.
It's allowed.
Yeah.
What did she do?
Social
I
media.
have not heard that.
She
She
tweeted.
wasn't fond of the officiating.
She tweeted out that the Predators were getting unfairly treated.
Oh, wow. So I guess she's entitled, huh?
She is entitled. She didn't show a severed head or anything on a tweet of Sidney Crosby. So what she did was very calm and allowable and free speech in America. All good. All good.
I think we should broadcast next year. If it's Nashville, go to Nashville so we can eat ribs.
We could do that. I think we should start right here in Glendale.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah, I'm getting kind of hungry with all this talking.
Fraser's Smokehouse, I think, is one of the best, if not the best.
Better than Memphis ribs?
I have not tried that, but we'll have to try that. And
give you a good road trip.
Yeah, I think we need a road trip. Anyway, we are live from Twin Peaks, located at 2135 East Camelback Road. Come on down, enjoy it. We're here till 3, giving away gift certificates. We'll be right back after this word.
NBC Sports Radio, AM 1060 KDUS Tempe Phoenix, and KSLX HD2 Scottsdale Phoenix.
And welcome back again. You are listening to Real Hockey Talk, live from Twin Peaks, located at 2135 East Camelback Road in Phoenix. Come on down. There's what did we say, 96 TVs I'm predicting here. Big soccer crowd right now, championship game. But they do have other sports going on, tennis and basketball interviews. I think there's baseball going on. So a lot of good stuff. We're surrounded by TVs and beautiful women, by the way.
We are.
So what would you prefer, the surrounded by TVs or the beautiful women?
All of the above, with my lovely wife right beside me.
Exactly. That's the way to do it. Listen to After
Gene, I
Hours.
hope you're listening.
I'm sure she is, right? Hopefully.
She is.
Okay, she is. And good TV action. I'm Dave Isaac alongside Craig and the hockey guru from Boston, Rick, who lives in Phoenix because he loves the hot weather, dry hot weather. Now, we're about to give the Coyotes report card. So you Coyote fans, as well as National Hockey League fans, listen up, because this will lead to predictions of whether they'll make the playoffs, when they'll make the playoffs. Maybe not a prediction if they're moving, but I haven't heard much on that front at this point.
Before we start, I need to put on my flak jacket.
Yes, yeah.
My flak jacket, in case.
I need to get some bodyguards.
Well, let's dive in. Dave, start it off from the top. Let's look at the forwards.
Okay, so
alphabetical order.
Oh, you do have it alphabetically.
Of course.
Burmistrov.
Alexander Burmistrov.
So is it Burmistrov or Burmistrov? Okay, that one. It sounds like that delicious food.
D.
Okay, so anyway, he's 25. He's been around. 8th overall pick, Atlanta in 2010. He got a concussion last year, but played well at the end of the season with Domi and DeClaire.
Against the Bruins, Colin Miller.
Yeah, he actually played well, good speed. But, I mean, he's had some trouble. He hasn't played all that well overall in his career. I think I'm measuring on potential that he might fit in, and he's probably an NHL player. I give him a B- actually.
See, I give him he's the perfect type of Coyote as a restricted free agent. He scored 16 points in 50 games. Not going to take you to the promised land. He scored 5 goals, 12 penalty minutes, doesn't play with a lot of passion.
Wait, how many games?
50?
I have 26 games.
Okay, well, maybe I'm wrong.
I have 26 games, 5 goals, 9 assists for 14 points.
All right. You're right, but I'm still giving him a D.
Well, that was with the Coyotes. With Winnipeg, he also had played.
Oh, the combination. Yeah, I didn't count Winnipeg. I just thought
from a Coyote standpoint.
Yeah, it's not it's not bad.
What do you think?
14
I
points.
give him a D.
I give him B-.
And here's the truth of it. I didn't watch the Coyotes as much this year. I gave him a B+ though, and here's why. He based on just the 26 games with the Coyotes.
Right.
He had went to Russia for a while, had left Winnipeg, came back. And even with Winnipeg, he'd done things well before, good penalty killer. Always had offensive potential, not big time, but some. And it didn't come through, and then was off to his big struggle with Winnipeg. Didn't score a goal there this year before he was moved.
Right.
But that's he fit in, and it could have just been the change of scenery and different type of ice time because, with Winnipeg, they have so many good young offensive players, which the Coyotes do coming up, but it's a little different last year. So I think he did well with the team and fit in enough to where, restricted free agent. We'll see if they, bring him back. Yeah.
Right. Short money. They'll sign him.
Oh, yeah. So
another scorer.
So based on what he is and in his 26 games with the team, which you got to look, 5 goals in 26 games, 14 points. But if we just do goals to make it simple, 10 goals in 52 games and so on. So it could be like a 15-goal, 35, 40-point type of season. Don't feel like doing the math now. So, again, for an 8th overall pick, yes, you want more. But based on getting him for nothing, and then with what he did, that's why I give him one of the higher grades per se.
I've only got one thing to say here. I wish you guys were my math teacher back in the day, because I would have got B's.
yeah, that's right.
That's enough on Vermeer's trip.
Okay.
Lawson Krause.
All right, well, I 19, good age, 6'4", good size, not a brawler by any means, 72 games, 12 points, 5 goals, 7 assists, but good size, learning to be good in the corners. He's played 88% of Coyotes games last season, a good leader for the bottom 6. I give him a C+. I think he's the type of player that the Coyotes would like if he keeps developing and uses his size a bit. And I think that I think he could be still a Coyote, fourth liner.
You know what?
C+. I give him.
I gave him a C. I mean,
okay, so we're close on that.
We're close, but and you can say this about the whole team. He was a -20, and that's concerning to me. Okay. In reality, I can tell there was only really one player in the Coyotes that was on the plus side, and we'll get to him later.
Yeah.
-20. They're going to protect him. They'll keep him and work with him, but I'm going to see.
He was 11th overall 2015.
Right.
Another first rounder. Do you give him up, at age 19? I don't think so.
No, you don't give him
up.
No,
I agree.
You'll protect
That's what
him.
I'm saying.
You'll protect him. Greg, what do you think?
Yeah.
Well, right now a C, but again, a guy like this and young power forwards, they take some time to develop, and you don't want to rush them or anything like that. But, I didn't see a ton of the team last year, so a little of this is sort of just going on stuff I hear and maybe in my mind. I think he's a guy that could be a top 6 power forward when all is said and done, and we'll see if he develops like that. Problem is his coach. Now,
you see him as a top 6?
Oh, eventually he has that ability. Now, obviously, yes, the offense didn't come last year, but when you're a 19, 20-year-old kid coming in, it will take time, especially power forwards. They could take longer to develop. But a very good prospect to have, and not a prospect anymore per se, playing in, 75 games last year. I gave him a C, but it's going to keep going up because there's more offensive ability there.
I think so.
And some may argue, no, that's too low for him based on other stuff he was doing. But again, if I saw him a little more, maybe it changed the grade up a little bit. But,
so we're all close on that one.
We're close.
Yeah.
The donor.
Well, the donor, of course, has had a nice career. But, boy, his production went way the heck down this year. And, 74 games, 6 goals. That's got to be as low as
and
ever.
Only 3 even strength.
Yeah, really. 21 assists, 27 points. Age 40. I can't see him coming back if he does. It's just for his leadership. I give him, just to see from last year because of his leadership. And that, not his play at all, but his leadership.
True. And this isn't a grade on his whole career. I mean,
not at all. Much higher grade if it was.
It's where he is now at this point in time, and I agree with that. I mean, obviously, I think we'll see something for honoring Shane Doan next year. He will always be a Coyote. He played here his whole career. He'll be the face of the Coyotes. And I envy him the amount of years that he played. He made a great living, great family guy. This year, though, it is what it is. Greg?
Yeah, D+, and same thing, just based on this year.
Did you say
D+?
D+.
D+, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, what'd you give him?
C.
All right, we're all close.
Yeah, obviously a great leader he's been, and when you're going through a rebuild with these young guys here, he's got to set the example, and he does. And obviously, though, at this point in his career with his age, hockey terms, and all he's been through, power forwards, it's tough. And sometimes they don't age as well in NHL sense. But, year before this past year, he had a nice statistical year, actually. But
a lot of power play goals.
Yeah, he's at the end of the rope, though. Even if he does come back, complimentary bottom 6 at this point. But
he can't.
Yeah,
you got to move on.
I agree with that. There, I mean, unless there was something significant he was playing through, but at this point, you just go out. You 6 goals in 74 games, and again, D+ in terms of on ice performance. Obviously, his career. You give, an A in there for what he's done.
Right.
And, again, no disrespect to Shane.
No,
just
not at all.
Looking at, the on-ice aspect of it.
Max Domi.
Well, Max, 22.
I'm interested to see our grades and our perspectives here.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I give him a B+, and this is the reason why. 59 games last year, 9 goals, 29 assists, 38 points. The year before his rookie season, pretty good season, 81 games, 18 goals, 34 assists, 52 points. Great vision, great passing, great speed. He had, over the last 2 years, 0.64 points per game, which is quite decent. And in Coyotes' victories, this is where he doesn't get an A, but in Coyotes' victories this year, Domi scored 23 points in 22 games with a +8. In losses, 9 points, all assists in 28 games with a -17. So you got to figure, he's maybe not as consistent as you'd like.
Tough to grade this year because he was hurt. And,
that's right.
Hockey player
he's a heck of a fighter,
and he shouldn't be. He was -9 on the year. I gave him a C for the year based on the body work. The only concerning item that I have for Max Domi this year, and you don't get rid of him, work with him under the right coach, is he played 59 games and he only scored 1 power play goal. And he got a lot of ice time. And that means you've got open ice, you've got gaps, 1 power play goal.
You have time and space.
Yeah, something happened, and maybe that was his hands. But, Greg?
Yeah, Greg.
Well, here's the thing, and kind of like what you said. Now, one thing I will bring up is with plus-minus is I believe that's somewhat overrated, Scott. Mm-hmm. If you go your whole career and are tremendously low, that's one thing, but a lot of it, too, is your team. And so some of that, in this case, a rebuilding team, I'm not looking at as much. Domi, great playmaker, there's no doubt about it. Shoot the puck a little more, because assist is great, just as good as a goal. I mean, you're setting it up, and it's amazing. but you need Max Domi to score more goals.
Yes.
You know, he had his injury, 59 games, just 9 goals. I mean,
that's not good.
Yeah, you got to be at least in the 15-18 range in the 59-game period.
And he got ice time.
He did.
Got ice time.
Oh, yeah, he did. You know, the power play. Love what he brings. Obviously, he's going to be tremendous for this franchise. Already is. Grade-wise, final grade, though, I gave him a B because I still think he didn't have much help.
No, he didn't.
No one could get him the puck. And maybe that's part of the reason.
He scored 8 even strength.
So you gave him a C, B,
I agree.
I gave him a C. And,
B and B plus.
B,
okay.
So
we're all close.
This is Anthony Duclair.
Before.
Will Anthony Duclair be a Coyote next year?
Yeah. Well, I don't know.
It depends what they could package up, and if
he's restricted.
Yeah.
There's teams that still would love him, and I know there's been interest. Teams calling last year when he got sent down, or before that, saying, "You move him."
If I'm Anthony
21.
Duclair,
you don't want to get rid of him for nothing, though.
If I'm Anthony Duclair's agent, I'm asking to be exposed, and I'm asking to be released, and he needs a change of scenery. But with that, what's your grade?
Well, I gave him a D, actually. Maybe that was generous, but 21, 58 games, 5 goals, 10 assists, 15 points, not good. The year before, decent year, really. 81 games, 20 goals, 24 assists, 44 points. His Corsi this year went down, the stat, 49 to 46. He's still over the 2 years averaging, 0.42 points per game. But here's the big stat that I think is a problem, is last year, 2 years ago, 19% shot percentage, ranked 5th in the National Hockey League, to one of the league's worst last year, not even clearing the NHL average at 9%.
He is snake bit this year. I mean,
so,
that was bad.
You're gonna, is that an indication? Not necessarily, but I give him a D, and has he lost his confidence? I don't know.
I gave him a D for all the reasons you just mentioned. Not too bad, -7. I think his confidence was shattered.
No doubt.
I think he needs a change of scenery.
And that may help.
Possibly a new coach. And the thing that I hate about doing a change of scenery is the last thing I want is him go somewhere else, and he's a 20-goal scorer somewhere else.
Yeah.
He does have good hands. He does have good vision.
Great skater.
I don't see passion.
Yeah, and maybe that comes with the lack of confidence. I'm not sure.
But I also didn't see passion, and Kyle Turris was when he was here.
He wanted out.
And he's the number 1 center on the Senators right now.
And he plays a nice game.
He does. But I think it's unfair to compare the two. I gave Duclair a D. He's an RFA. He made $775,000. The way the Coyotes do business, they'll extend him, they'll protect him, because they don't have to pay him a lot. And they have leverage over him this year as an RFA.
Well, that's true.
Yeah. Well, just the asset in general. I mean, you don't get rid of a guy like that so young, and he's already had a 20-goal season, of course, in 15-16. But yeah, I mean, he is a guy, if they can move him maybe to get a young defenseman, it's part of the deal. He still has decent trade value, obviously not the greatest. Now, when he got sent down to the Roadrunners, I didn't see any of these games. At least regular season-wise, in 16 games, he only had 1 goal, 8 total points. So it could be a confidence thing. Now, the shooting percentage is a bright spot in the way, as Rick mentioned as well, snake-bitten.
Yep.
It will be better. I gave him an F, and here's why. It's unacceptable, really, what happened. But I also blame it on his coach. Again, and we'll get to Tippett later, because he's one of the great coaches, but not with this team. Not with this team. Not with this team.
Even without this team.
Well,
he's a good coach.
Depends on his personnel in some ways. Duclair, though, has a chance to be a tremendous player. We saw that, last season with his 20-goal year, 44 total points. He has that ability to get back to that. Let's see what he does over the offseason. But, yeah, I don't know if he'll be with the team next year, because he is a guy that, if they could get another asset. Again, you don't give him up and just trade him. You don't do that. But he is a guy that, teams will have interest in. And when you talk trade, there'll be a lot of movement this offseason. A guy that maybe you can move to get help at another position of need, perhaps.
He's a Jimmy Carson fadeaway.
Christian Dvorak.
Okay, Christian, I give him a B+. I like this kid a lot, actually. Age 21, still young. 78 games, 15 goals. Nice, 18 assists, 33 points. Face-off percentage went at the end of the season up above 50%. He started killing penalties. Two-way development as a player. This is the type of player you want. And he did, I think he's shown quite a bit in the young season, a youngster, and I only see him being a real solid NHL player. An elite player, I don't know, but certainly any team would want this kid.
I gave the same grade.
B+?
He was a +7 on the ice, and I'm going to go one step further. I have him as the team MVP.
Oh, did you really? Okay.
Even though he didn't play a full amount of time, it was between him and Brandon Perlini that for the MVP. But there's high hopes for Christian Dvorak. I'm glad.
And he had a great junior.
He did. He was great.
He played with. Did you know with Matthew Tkachuk and Mitch Martin? I mean, it's a good team. Those are incredible rookies. Those two right there.
Yeah. Greg, are you with us?
Exactly with you with the B+. So we agree on one there. And that's the thing, when he was drafted, not a first-round guy, but great scouting by the Coyotes there. He fell a bit. I forgot if it was injury-related or something, which happens. And when we talk draft in the next couple of weeks, there's a specific player that we're going to see fall down a bit who, we'll talk about that when it comes. But Dvorak, I think at the end of the day, Dylan Strome, obviously, the big name. Clayton Keller, we saw, and then he got his cup of coffee at the end of the year. Dvorak could end up being the best out of them, I think. I just think overall in his smarts, but tremendous rookie year, especially on the team. He got better as the season went on, and that's the key. And you get better like that, you're learning things. And so I think, he's going to be a legit top-line player and end up being a great pick by the scouting staff at that time. And, as he gets better, that's just going to be key because there's another guy that can help out Max Domi there. And as Strome makes the club and continued improvement, Perlini, when we get into, we'll talk more about him and some of the other guys, it'll be a big help in the future.
Yeah, we all pretty much agree with that. I get B+ and B+?
Yeah, I think we're all with him.
Okay, so we all got that one.
We're at Peter Holland.
Oh, Peter Holland. I give him a D. Generous. Age 26, 40 games, 5 goals, not a lot, 6 assists, 11 points. He was the number 15th overall first rounder by the Ducks in 2009. Surprising that Coyotes have all these first rounders are potentially good, but not Peter. He has not done very well no matter where he's been with the Ducks. And I think he was with Toronto. Yeah, so not impressed by him. Young, but really not that young. You either got it by then or you don't.
And he's restricted. Do you expose him? I think they're going to expose.
What's interesting is they don't have enough guys to expose right now, technically.
Right. Oh, that's crazy.
Because of the criteria.
There's a positive side on that. I've looked at 2 different versions of what the Vegas Knights could look at.
Oh, yeah.
And there's not a Coyote on either list.
Oh. Well,
there is, but not.
You got to pick one.
There is, but they must have missed the small print on that because I can't find one.
I see one right there.
Oh, do you?
His name is Josh.
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
And, Jurish, and I still think of him as a Calgary Flame.
Yeah. So what did you give Peter? I gave him a D.
I gave him a C. I mean, he is what he is. There's hopes.
Yeah.
The thing is, he gets lost in translation. Because the Coyotes have a lot of Peter Hollands on the team.
Yeah.
And that's not good.
Well, a lot of not great hockey players.
They're good hockey players. It's just, they're just another guy.
Yeah.
And that's
but not
thing.
really good stats.
They're filling a roster.
Well,
what did you give him?
A C-. He's one I kind of left.
So we're all sort of close.
Well, here's the thing is that, his draft ranking was high, but that's years ago. We're over that.
Right.
I agree with Rick when he say he is what he is.
Mm-hmm.
And on this team, there are a lot of guys like that, as Dave said. I mean, tremendous young players as well that should get better over time. But then a guy like Holland, he's going to end up being sort of a journeyman type of player. So, again, is what he is. I think that's a perfect way to say it, Rick. And C-, and it's being fair to him, I believe, because,
he's a big kid, too. I mean, he's a big kid. And, But he doesn't play big.
No.
Right.
No. So you're just not going to go to the playoffs with guys like him.
No. Josh George.
I give him a D. And, again, the same as Peter, age 26, 42 games played, 3 goals, 7 assists, 10 points. He was undrafted. He was in the bottom 5 of the Corsi for and against stats per 60 minutes. And Corsi percentage overall, he was in the bottom 5. He ranked actually in the top 1/3 of the team with 48% face-off percentage. Not bad, but also not great. Don't see him going anywhere. D.
Yeah, he's a C+ type guy, and another guy. He's.
I'm tough, huh?
No, you're not tough.
Oh.
You're fair. You're fair. He had a good college career, and that's one of the things I liked about him.
Yeah.
One of the shots I have at the organization is their lack of college NCAA players that are on the Coyotes.
Oh.
There's like 3 to 4 players in the Coyotes that were on the NCAAs, compared to the Penguins, which is half the roster. Okay, that's really telling, and that means that they can't pay for a scout to watch Hockey East games and back east. They go through they go through the funnel of just picking everybody else's data. But for me, he was a C, and
So okay, what's great.
Another is what it is guy, because you got him for free, on waivers. And I think in some ways you could say exceeded expectations in a few ways. He had little strings here and there. Obviously, only 3 goals in 42 games, but you're not going to expect much from him. Again, he's fine, a bottom 6 guy, but because they do have a lot of guys like that, that's
a lot
what
of bottom
makes it
6.
tough. But I will say he had a great rookie year in 14-15 with Calgary. 12 goals, 24 total points in 60 games, so he showed some offensive ability. Now, he had a 13% shooting percentage at that time, and obviously last year just 4.7, but, again, we'll see.
Yeah, well, that's true. And I guess we're going to take a break now, and guess what? We will go, hopefully we can complete it, but if not, maybe we'll have time on the back end of the show to do this. And we are live from Twin Peaks, located at 2135 East Camelback Road in Phoenix. A lot of soccer going on here right now. Big crowd. This is Real Hockey Talk. And come on down. We're here till 3. We've got gift certificates given away, $25 to Twin Peaks. And enjoy your meal. If you win, it'll be on Twin Peaks. And we will be right back after this break.
Had a rough Friday night? We've all been there. Jumpstart your weekend by tuning in to the Sports Hangover. Saturday mornings from 8 to 10, only on NBC Sports Radio, AM 1060.
And welcome back again. You are listening to Real Hockey Talk live from Twin Peaks, located at 2135 East Camelback Road in Phoenix, Arizona. Come on down. This is a great place. Watching soccer right now, but there's tennis, there's baseball, a lot of great sports going on right now. Great food, great service, great company. We'll be here till 3. And I'm Dave Isaac alongside Greg and the hockey guru Rick from Boston, who lives in Phoenix. But we are now, and I'm going to say blessed. Joining us right now is Allie, one of our Twin Peaks Girl of the Month. Did you know you're the Twin Peaks Girl of the Month? And someone's trying to talk to you in the middle of the interview. Okay, so she just left. I got you off the hook from an assignment you probably didn't want to do.
Perfect.
So, Allie, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
This is NBC Sports Radio, AM 1060 KDUS. So this is really, Rick, this is a
great
really
place.
nice place. And you got a lot of stuff going on right now. So NBA playoffs?
Yes, we do. We have the NBA playoffs going on, the NHL playoffs as well.
Yeah.
Tonight is actually the UFC fight night, the Aldo and Holloway.
Oh. Are they good? I haven't heard of them. Have you heard of them?
A little bit.
Yeah, but that's always popular, right?
It's pretty popular,
It'll
yeah.
be jammed in here, that I know.
Absolutely, yeah. We get really, really full on UFC fight nights. It's fun. It's, super busy. Everyone's upbeat. And then we also have the All-Star Bikini Contest
That's
going
what I'm
on.
interested in.
Yeah, you and everybody else.
I thought it was just me.
Well, we're holding a watch party, too, to cheer on all the girls.
And when is that?
It's taking place June 28th in Dallas.
That's a watch party.
Yeah, that's the watch party.
Should I fly to Dallas or just come here and watch?
Just come here and watch.
Okay.
We have our very own Jacqueline from our store that's going to be flying and representing our Twin Peaks, and then Jamie from the Scottsdale location as well. So we do have two of our own girls going to Dallas that will be representing Arizona.
I'm going to interrupt real quick.
Yeah.
Allie, your friend over there, co-worker, asked if you want the new table. I guess someone just got sat over there in your area.
She can take it.
She can take it? Okay, I will let her know.
Wow, live here on the radio. We're doing assignments, and that's how they do it here. That's how you roll. Now, does Jacqueline and Jamie have a shot at winning the All-Star Bikini Contest for 2017?
Oh, absolutely. I believe so.
Wow,
They're
this is
both
exciting.
Beautiful girls. Everyone's beautiful, but it's kind of everyone goes, and even if you don't win, you do have the chance of getting in the calendar as well. So there's a lot of other opportunities for success.
You're probably right. Now, I do have one big question, and Rick, I think you're going to agree with me on this. Why was I not selected the judge?
The shirt didn't fit.
Because of the I think it's the past history of restraining orders.
Oh.
That's
funny. Wow, and so did you have a contest here at the location here, or?
Kind of. We just kind of came in early, took pictures in our bikinis and our Twin Peaks outfits.
So you were in there too?
Yes.
I can't believe you didn't win.
Most of us girls did it. Just one from each location, and then they send it in. So pretty much, I'd say like half of the girls participate.
Oh.
It's
nice.
fun.
That's pretty cool. Now, off there on the break, Rick, I was saying Allie looks to me like Scarlett Johansson.
You did say that.
And it's a compliment. It's a good compliment. But Greg thought, who did Greg think? You thought Jamie Lawrence, right?
The girl from Hunger Games is what I always get.
So it could be, a bit Jamie Lawrence,
I'm
too.
just going with the Sheldon Cooper Penny. I'm knocking. Penny.
Oh.
You don't know that.
Did you say panty?
Penny.
No, he said panty.
No,
why is he saying panty?
Penny.
Oh, Penny.
She looks like
Penny
Kaylee
Lane,
Kawako.
the Beatles.
And
I don't
probably
know.
pronouncing her name wrong, but I'm just going with Penny.
Wow, okay. But whoever it is, you're very pretty, and you have a great personality. Now, they have happy hour here, too, right?
Yeah, we do. Monday through Friday from 4 to 6, we have $2 off appetizers, well liquors, and man-sized draft beers. And then we also have a reverse happy hour from 10 to close during the week as well.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
So that's really, really good stuff. And you close at 1, 2?
It depends. It's either 12, and then Friday and Saturday, it's going to be 1.
Those are good hours, really. Yeah. So if you have not, if you're just saw a movie, come on over here. And I think you have a full menu till at least 12, I believe, right?
Well, the whole time.
We have a full menu the whole time.
And your food here, I got to say, is really good.
It is really good.
Guess what my favorite is? Let's see if you guess. You win, what does she win if she guesses? I don't know what you win.
She gets to come back on the show.
Yeah, you can come back on the show.
Perfect.
What is my favorite
go
food?
With the pot roast.
Yes. How did you know that?
She's a past listener. That's all he talks about is the pot roast.
That is so delicious.
The pot roast is really good.
How did you know I love the pot roast?
You can't go wrong with pot roast.
Yeah, you really can't.
No, it is good.
And all the food here is good, but I do love the pot roast. It is. So you've had it before?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
It's good, right?
It's one of my favorite.
Smoked wings are good, too.
Yes, I agree. It's nice having that as a choice. Since it's not dropped in a fryer, it's a little bit healthier.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I love the blonde bean ale soup. Is that what it's called?
The blonde bean and bacon soup.
That is really good,
yeah.
too. I usually get 2 of them. Yeah, it's that good. And here we go. So we, in the middle of an interview, they're doing assignments again. Okay, Greg, you're the bouncer. Or not the bouncer, but anyway. So
security.
Yeah, that's right. He is sort of the security with an LA Kings hat on. So right now you have soccer going on almost not all the TVs, but it's quite popular. You got a big crowd here.
Yeah, it is. I was actually kind of surprised. I totally forgot it was soccer today when I came in, and I was very happy to see that. We were very busy for the soccer match.
It really is, and it looks like it's over, right? I think
almost, yeah.
It looks
think
like
it's over.
Or that's some type of new reality show they're doing right there.
Well, that's a
I'm
soccer
not sure that's
injury
something I would
and
watch, but no, I think it's over. I don't know who won, but
Purple team.
Real Madrid.
Okay, they did. So there you go. So if you're a fan of Real Madrid, you're happy. Now, before you leave, you're the Twin Peaks Girl of the Month. So we need get some pictures from you. We could maybe is 2:00 okay?
Yes.
Yeah. So we'll on one of our breaks, we'll take some pictures. And so last but not least, when you have the UFC fights tonight, are all the TVs tuned into UFC, or that's how it works?
That's how it pretty much works.
Yeah.
No one really asks for them to be changed to anything else. We kind of make our UFC nights a pretty big thing, and everyone's
and
here
it
for
is
the
big.
fight.
I've been here for that, and you really pretty much sell the place out. And is it? I'm trying to think. I don't remember cover charge.
No, we don't do cover charges here. Even when we do pay-per-view fights,
that's
there's
awesome.
never a cover charge. We just ask that each individual's
you order
tab
a meal or
is like $15. Just out of courtesy.
And that's certainly worth it. It's a great place. You got some booths over there that have private TVs, which is really cool too. But hey, there's so many TVs here. You're no matter where you sit, you're gonna have a good seat. So. Wow, it's been a real honor and pleasure, Allie, having you on our show. Will you come on again?
I would love to.
So we'll need your contact information. So 2:00 we'll take some pictures. Where will you be? Somewhere?
I'll come find you guys.
Yeah, come back at 2 sharp.
All right.
Allie, thank you very much.
Thank you, guys.
All right, appreciate it.
Penny?
Twin Peaks Girl of the Month. Yeah, he calls you Penny. I call you Scarlett.
Perfect.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much. All right. All right. So we're going to go through the Coyote report card again and where we left off, and hopefully we can get through that. We do have a professional baseball player coming in at 2:00, Bruce Maxwell, Oakland A's. So that should be fun. Talk a bit to Bruce about A's. Now, we left off.
We did Josh Jurish, and Clayton Keller is next on the list, but he's really an incomplete.
Yeah, that's what I call
him.
He
only played 3 games. We'll give him a grade next year, and hopefully it's a B or above.
Yeah, I did give him a B,
Josh
but incomplete.
Martinuk.
All right.
Fan favorite.
I gave him a B, actually. Age 24, 77 games, 11 goals, 14 assists, 25 points. Not that bad. Actually, one of the best penalty killers on the team. Needs some improvement in face-offs. He takes sort of silly penalties at times.
He's a true bottom 6 guy. Though.
Yeah, but he has been a very active worker, well-liked. A B. I think he could be one of these bottom 6 guys for a while.
I think he is a bottom 6 guy. I mean, he's restricted. I mean, 11 goals. Scored 25 points. Can shut down some guys.
Yeah.
There's a lot of Josh Martinuks in hockey, and that's a good thing.
Yeah.
Because those are the core people.
Well, you need those type of
guys.
Yeah.
To fill a roster. I would keep him. He's restricted. I would keep him.
I would.
That being said, based on some of the other grades I gave him a C. I'm not going to give him a higher grade than I gave Lawson Krause or.
Gotcha.
Or
I actually gave him a B.
I know.
But close.
What do you think, Greg?
Well, I think with Jordan Martinook, he's becoming sort of a fan favorite.
Yes, I agree with that.
In some regards. But, yeah, I mean, bottom 6 guy, but he does his role outstanding. I mean, you look around the league with some of the big-time cup contenders, things like that. What a guy like Kruger's been able to do with Chicago, play your role perfectly. Trevor Lewis with L.A.,
Right.
These guys are, sometimes you look at bottom 6 and you say interchangeable, but some guys aren't. And he's a guy that I don't think is. I think he's, you want him as part of this organization for a long time. And nice, production. I mean, adding that in is obviously a plus to go along with the penalty kill and
I think so,
and all that good stuff. So yeah, I gave a B to Jordan Martin.
Nice.
Yeah, I do. I agree with you. Let's move on to Jamie McGinn.
Well, I gave him a C. Age 28, getting up there, 72 games, 9 goals, 8 assists, 17 points. Yeah, C.
Did you just say getting up there at 28?
Well, he's not that productive, I don't think, this year.
Been in the league
Coyotes.
a long time.
He has been, but he's a minus 23 with
Yes.
1.6 shots per game. Was not a very good face-off guy, winning 33%. And, I don't see how I could give him higher than a C. He's never had, I don't believe his top goal production maybe, was 11 or something? I can't remember.
11, yeah, 9 goals I think he had.
Yeah, but I mean in his career. So he's never been that outstanding scorer, and I just don't see him much, compete with the young kids coming in much more than a C.
He'll be exposed?
I think he will.
I don't know if
he is already. Okay.
He's going to be.
He won't be taken. He's a minus 23, and the reason why I gave him a C minus. He's been in the league 8 years. He's making $3.3 million a year.
Yeah,
and you need more out of that salary slot.
Yeah.
Than what he gave him. So I'm with a C.
Another what is the 31st pick in the 15th?
No,
I'm sorry, that was someone else.
Yeah, second rounded by the
Well,
Sharks.
yeah. And when you've been in the league that long, you don't look at it like that. But here's the thing. Last offseason, I thought it was one of the best free agent signings in terms of value around the league. Now, he did battle some injury, and obviously his numbers down because he was, a 20-goal scorer plus the previous year. But, he has some size. He does things well. But, yeah, based on last year alone, his first year with the Coyotes, it was a tough one. I do give him a D. Yes, he had the injuries.
Yeah.
But, with that signing, you needed him to be in that 18 to 22 goal range.
It wasn't even close.
Yeah, not at all, yeah.
No.
And, he will be exposed. Vegas maybe could take him if they feel that. Here's the thing with the Coyotes. There may not really be good options.
This is true.
They're not going to be hurt that bad. Maybe Luke Schen's in there, but he would only have a year.
They're not going to take him.
Yeah, and that's the thing. There's going to be better defensive options. They might think, hey, McGinn, you bring him in if he could bounce back, because they know he did battle some injuries in a different type of system. And again, not bad money, of course, if he can get to that 15, 20-goal range again and some of the other attributes he could bring. So I wouldn't be shocked if he's Vegas-bound. If not Vegas-bound, if they don't select him.
American Hockey League bound.
Well, maybe, but I think he could be in for a potential bounce back because I do think the injuries sort of played a little role.
Yeah.
Right.
When you suffer that early with a new organization, and when he came back, there's all the negative with the team already, so I think that played a part.
Well, we have 4 forwards to go here, and I think this is going to be the highlight. Just the way it worked alphabetically, we're gonna look at Brandon Perlini, Brad Richardson, Reeder, and Verbata.
Yeah, and Perlini, I give him a B plus. I'm really impressed with him. He has such a great shot, such great speed. Age 21, 57 games, 14 goals, 7 assists, 21 points. Great. He was great with the Roadrunners as well, and obviously that's why they brought him up. He was a first rounder, 12th overall in the 2014 NHL entry draft, and actually born in the United Kingdom. His father, Fred Perlini, played hockey. I don't remember him at all.
He's a player.
And but I'm really impressed where he can beat a lot of defensemen cutting around, and has such a great wrist shot too that I've seen some really good potential from him. B plus, no question. He, I think, will be there to stay along with Domi, with Dvorak, and himself. 3 B pluses with those 3 players. They will be good, solid players.
I'm higher in him. I agree with you. B plus. The thing I like the best about him is that he did score 14 goals, but 11 of them were even strength, and that bodes well for the future.
Oh yeah, no doubt.
So he's doing that, and he doesn't necessarily have the space to work with. So that's a positive. College, he had great college career at Niagara.
Yeah.
I'm very, very high on Brandon Perlini.
Oh,
and he was my second choice for MVP of the team, but I went with Dvorak.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Greg,
yeah.
what do you think?
I give Mr. Perlini an A.
An A. We got an A.
Got an A.
Cheech's pet. Go
ahead.
ahead.
Yeah, absolutely.
Wow.
Yeah, nowadays a lot of these kids are teachers' pets.
Yes.
Ching. Now you have this situation here where it's funny because highly touted, as Dave mentioned, that first-round pick a few years back, but then in ways things look to go down a little. It's like did his development stall? What had happened? But he came to camp ready, and then of course in the AHL was fantastic. Brought him up, still fantastic. On a team like this where, there's not a lot of offensive firepower, at least guys in their prime, in terms of that, it's big what he is able to do. 2-game winning goals as well.
He's a good thing. And I misspoke when I said college. I was getting the Niagara college team and the Ontario hockey confused. So for that, I slapped myself on the wrist. But let's go to Brad Richardson.
Yeah, Richardson, he's been around the league. He's age 32, but not the, he got injured. I mean, what can you say?
He was the best Coyote at the time of injury.
He was playing very well, 16 games only, 5 goals, 4 assists, 9 points. Never over 14 goals in a year in his NHL career, but certainly a solid player,
a grinder.
Sort of a role model that people can look up to. I didn't give him a great grade.
What'd you give him?
I gave him a C because he didn't really play a whole lot in his stats.
Are you going to blame his injury?
I am going to blame it because I'm comparing it to what it's going to take to make the playoffs.
But he's a bottom 6 forward.
And a good bottom 6.
But look at, if he didn't get hurt, now would he have kept up these stats? Probably not. However, 16 times 2 is 32. 5 times 2 is 10.
Yeah.
That'd mean he would have 10 goals, 32 games, 32 times 2, 64, 10. He would have been a 20-plus goal scorer.
But he never scored over 14 goals.
But we're looking at this year, and he's a bottom 6.
But you're looking beyond the injury.
The one thing I will say,
but in the time frame, it's showing how great he did. He's an A minus.
Oh my gosh, A minus.
I gave him a B, and the one thing.
A, B, and C.
So if you look at that 16-game span, he was scoring 5 goals, 9 points, good even strength. He's only -1, but this is why he did so well. Tippett had faith in him, and he was out there a lot.
Yeah.
Okay, he's out there a lot, and that is the typical Dave Tippett player, Brad Richardson, and he'll do very well, but you're not going to the promised land.
Yeah.
He's got to be a bottom 6 guy.
He's
can't
a role
be
player.
A top 6 guy.
Yeah, that's what he is. And
but that's how I looked at it. He's a C.
But just because a guy's a bottom 6 doesn't mean that's the type of player they are. And in that short time frame this year of 16 games, he's very productive. Those are second-line type numbers he put up.
But I'm looking at from an overall team organization, can they make the playoffs? And sure, he fits in as a bottom 6, but they need more help. No
but that's not his fault.
He's the type of guy, if you look at some of the things that happen in the playoffs, when you have a face-off, you want to have Brad Richardson on the ice for a face-off in your own end in case the other guy gets waved off.
Well, that's true. That's a good point.
Let's go to Tobias Reeder.
Well, he's turning into a fan favorite, too. I gave him a B, Tobias Reeder. I think he's a lot of speed, and people love that. Age 24, 80 games, 16 goals, 18 assists. Very good. Good speed. And I think a lot of teams would like this guy. So I gave him a B. I think he certainly fits in well with the Coyotes. And so, hey, they turned out.
I'm with you. I mean, he had a good year. Gets a lot of minutes. He's had a good body of work for 2 years. I give Reeder a B. Definitely is one of their current top 6 forwards. I like Reeder. I like his speed. I think he's got upside. I gave him a B.
And what does Greg give him?
Yeah, B+. Reeder is fantastic. And that was a good move that they made a few years back with Edmonton.
I wouldn't say fantastic.
To get him.
Let me write that down.
Yes, for what?
Is that a capital F?
Well, that means fan. F-A-N, he's a fan favorite.
Like him.
They do like him.
No, look at this. Well, I didn't hear the whole thing. I was off the headphone for a minute.
We were making fun
there.
of you, but other than that, it's...
But here's the thing. Yeah, great penalty kill, great speed, but the offensive ability that he could also add. These are the guys you need to contend. And you need a Brad Richardson, too, to contend. I can't believe you gave him a C. But Reeder, at times, is their best player. Now, he shouldn't be. You don't want him to be your best. But you could fill in on a top six in the second line or be a tremendous third-line player when he's on there. One of my favorites on the team. Definitely B+.
I want him to shoot a little bit more.
Oh, you gave him B+?
Yeah.
So I gave him B. You gave him...
I gave him a B.
All right, so we're all close on that. But
Radim Vrbata.
Well, that's a tough one. He's 35. Didn't even get traded. I don't even know why that happened. I think he could have, but he didn't. 20 goals. He could still score 35 assists. But
gets a lot of ice time.
Yeah, I mean, as the age goes up, I mean, more than likely he's going to decline.
I thought we're looking at this past year. I am so confused.
We are
the way I'm measuring it is...
I give him a B. He led the team in
A.
I gave him a B, too.
By the way, I didn't give anybody an A. As we come up with the defense.
Now, remember, the measurement, I'm looking at it from perspective other teams. I mean, they have no Patrick Kane. They have no Jonathan Tace. They don't have a
should
Kopitar,
be what he means to this team, though.
No, but
that's not fair.
But I do it because everyone wants to make the playoffs, and it's a combination of individual talent with the unity of the talent. And I just don't see any of these guys. Well, I mean, Perlini maybe, but really leading the charge to being one of those elite players. They're nowhere near Edmonton.
Well, there was one, and as we segue into we all set on Vrbata. Do you have any final parting comments?
Yeah, he found the fountain of youth again. Yeah.
Well, for the amount of minutes he should have.
Only with the Coyotes, though. And if he, free agent, maybe retires, or he'll be back with the Coyotes. I don't know if he'd go anywhere else at this point again.
He always have done better with the Coyotes.
Yeah, he had the one good year with Vancouver.
Yeah. I do like the patchwork mural they put together at the end of the season. It's like somebody took by numbers.
But again, I was looking at from the point of view, not within the Coyotes, but how do they compare with the other 8 teams that made it? No. And that's what they're going to have to contend with, let's face it. If you want to make the playoffs... That's how I did it.
It's like opinions. We all have
It's supposed to be a basic how'd he do last year.
Let's look at the defenseman
compared to
here.
The 8.
Yes.
Okay.
I think we're almost to break, though, right? Or at 2?
Yeah, we have only a minute or two.
Do you want to do defenseman right after? Or
we
got Bruce, maybe at 2:30 if the
time.
We got Bruce
Not sure.
Okay.
Thank you. Yeah. So,
because I'm going to do another giveaway.
Come in here. You need another card.
Yeah.
So
anyway, is that for the gentleman that came up and were yelling in our ear?
Who were they?
Yes.
That was like.
But
I didn't know what they were doing.
But we don't know if they'll win.
But again, we all looked at it a little differently. But my main thing is, hey, why be in the league if you're not going to try to make the playoffs? Can you catch up with the other 8?
I hear what you're saying.
I think it's important.
I think when we have an organizational talk, it will be extremely interesting.
Oh, yeah, we haven't done that yet.
No, that'll be a separate show as we get closer to the draft and organizations.
Yeah, that's right.
That we can have fun because winning is contagious.
Yeah.
And it starts at the top level and works its way down.
Because I sort of think it's almost meaningless just to give a report card within the Coyotes compared to other Coyotes. Everyone wants to make the playoffs. And so how do they compare with the top 8 in the Pacific that have at least 1 or 2 superstars or elite players where the Coyotes right now I don't think do. I think Perlini may be, but he's too young.
I think Christian Dvorak has
Or Dvorak maybe. So, anyway.
And we will talk about OEL.
Yeah, that's right. And we are live from Twin Peaks, located at 2135 East Camelback Road in Phoenix. Come on down. We got Bruce Maxwell coming up at 2. Baseball player for Oakland A's. You're going to want to hear what he has to say.
NBC Sports Radio, AM 1060 KDUS Tempe Phoenix, and KSLX HD2 Scottsdale Phoenix.
And welcome back again. You're listening to Breakthrough Sports live on NBC Sports Radio, AM 1060 KDUS in Phoenix, Arizona. And we're broadcasting live from Twin Peaks at 2135 East Camelback Road in Phoenix. This is a great place to come and watch any sport. Look at it. Baseball's all over the place right now. They had soccer, big game, and who won again, Rick?
I believe Real Madrid did.
That's right. I don't know the score, but it got a lot of cheers, and it's still, this is such a great place. I'm Dave Isaac alongside Greg and Rick, the hockey guru from Boston who lives in Phoenix. And joining us right now, it's really an honor and a pleasure to have Oakland Athletics catcher Bruce Maxwell. Bruce, how are you?
I'm good, man. I'm good.
This is great. Hey, put your mic a little bit closer there, and there you are. Well, this is really exciting. You live here in Phoenix, right? And you're rehabbing.
I am.
We won't say why because I know they don't like to hear those type of things. But it's so nice for you to come on down. And just reading, parts of your bio here. So you were actually born in Germany.
Correct. Yes, my dad was in the Army.
That is cool.
Yeah, my dad was stationed there from 89 to 94.
Wow.
And so
89, and you were born when?
In 90.
In 90.
Correct.
So you lived there about 4 years.
Correct.
And so you have dual citizenship? Is that how it works?
I was actually just talking about that. When I became 18, 19 years old, you have to pick now. Like it's not.
Oh, you
it's
do?
Not like it's not like it used to be. Like when I was born and everything, you could have you could keep like both of your citizenships and choose. Well, as I got older, they make you choose. So I was talking about it, and I was, you have to either like choose the German, citizenship, and then you have to give up your American passport, or vice versa.
Wow!
So seeing how I don't have family over there or any of that, I was just born there, and like I was just like, it's it'd be ignorant for me to give up my American passport.
So you picked the American.
Correct.
But you can still represent Germany in world events.
Correct.
That's
yes,
good.
I can.
That's
They
important.
can. They actually, when they contacted me about all that stuff, I wasn't sure either because I was born on a base, and they were like, no, that's perfectly fine. We had so many guys that from other countries that represent them in national events that are just born there, and then they're American citizens.
Oh, wow,
that's good.
So what do you remember about? I mean, you were 4 years old. You may have some memory at 4, maybe.
I have none.
None.
Absolutely none. I have not been. I've not found the time to go back and kind of see where I've been born either. So me and my dad are trying to make a trip here soon.
Nice.
In the off season, just to kind of see the base, because the base is no longer functioning anymore. But I mean, it was an old Air Force base, and so it's not being put into use. But I just want to go back over there and kind of see where I was.
I thought Germany had known for its beer, good beer. But probably at 4 you don't remember that.
Great beer.
Okay, just kidding.
Great beer.
But that's what I heard. But that's sort of cool. So so you played in the World Baseball Classic, though.
I did
for Germany.
For Deutschland.
So tell us about that.
No, it was amazing. The ambassador actually gave me a call right before spring training started. Hey, we want you to play for us.
And when was that?
Last year. Last spring
year?
training. Yeah, last spring training.
Wow.
They contacted me right after the New Year.
That is cool.
And it was awesome, actually. We went down to Mexico, and we played Nicaragua, Czech Republic, and Team Mexico or whatever. And then each of the qualifiers are, 4 teams, double elimination, like this, that, and the other. And we went 2 and out. We had a tough one with Nicaragua, and then Czech Republic kind of blew our doors off the next day.
Really?
So we lose a lot of our pitching that first game because we went to extra innings.
Yeah.
But it was good though. It was fun. It's the first time I've ever experienced something like that, and it was good to have a refresher. But B, these guys were here playing. They have like regular jobs over there in Germany.
Oh, really?
Like, so these guys like work to get a week off for the Classic, like to qualify. Like they work 60-hour weeks, like this, that, and the other. And it was so weird because there was like 3 of us affiliated guys on this team. Everybody else was dead set from Germany.
Oh, wow.
It's actually really, really awesome.
But that's good experience, though.
Yeah,
that's really good
experience. It was awesome.
Wow.
Jerseys, everything. We got to keep everything. Like, it was great.
Now, cool. What I'm thinking is this. Wow, this is such good service where the young lady's asking for our order. But that's really good service. Okay. You reframe it to most positive picture. But now, I understand you grew up in Alabama. Now, how did that happen?
So, my dad...
Because of the great Alabama football teams?
Well, not necessarily. My dad got stationed at Redstone Arsenal down in Alabama when he was in the military. And so he ended up getting out of the military, and then we stayed there. So,
he did?
It's a good place to raise a family. And the city where I'm from, it was good. Like I have 2 older sisters. It's fine, but as soon as baseball and everything happened, I moved out here as soon as I could.
Oh, you did? When was that?
2013, fall of 2013. I bought a place out here.
Nice.
It's more conducive to training in the winter. I don't like cold weather ever.
I don't blame
Spring training's here too. That helps.
Ever. I don't like cold weather. And back home, you're in football weather.
Yeah.
It's rainy. It's cold. It's nowhere to train really. So
you do your off-season workouts here. Do you, like some of the sports performance centers around here? Is that what
I actually work out at our spring training complex.
Oh, okay.
We have guys there year-round. They take the holidays off, like a week or so off. But our trainers, our strength coaches, everybody's there consistently. So it's awesome.
Oh wow, that's really cool. Now you played in Alabama high school. How did you do? Sparkman High School.
High school, I was average. I was undersized.
Really?
In high school I was average. I had 2 D3 school offers. I had 1 D2 school, and the rest of them were junior colleges when I was a senior in high school.
Did you catch in high school?
I did not. I was an infielder all the way through
first base. Right?
First base.
Yeah.
Okay. And then when I went to my Division III school, Birmingham Southern College in Birmingham, Alabama, I was promised a 4-year starting spot. Went there, played first, in college, and ended up being. No, they drafted me and they turned me into a catcher.
Wow! Now, were you in college? Were you a power hitter? How were your stats?
I would say that. And
you look pretty strong. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Right?
And in college, it was fun. It was for 3 years, I averaged about 440 in college. Had about 15 homers a year. I led Division III in pretty much every hitting category every single year.
Oh wow!
So that's good baseball. I mean. There's not a large difference between D1 and D3. There's some D3. I played D3. That's why I'm backing up myself.
Yeah.
But left-handed hitting catches, good move for you.
100%.
That's a smart
move. I really didn't have a choise. They were like, "Hey, we want you to catch," and I was like, "Well, I've never really caught in my life." Like
that's interesting, isn't it?
Well, I hit left-handed. I was probably about 30 pounds lighter than I am right now.
Do you
in college.
throw left-handed or no?
Only thing I do is throw right-handed. That's the only thing I do right-handed. I'm actually left-handed.
Really?
Yeah. Eat right.
How did that
everything.
happen? How did you?
My dad said I picked up a ball right-handed, and it was my strongest arm, so that's how he taught.
Wow, that's interesting. So, what are some of your greatest strengths as a catcher and as a baseball player for Oakland?
Honestly, coming up with this organization, which most people don't, they realize, that we trade a lot, and we don't have many guys that come up, especially make it to the big leagues in our organization that are homegrown by us. But being taught the ways of the Oakland A's, for lack of a better term, I think really well. My game calling is one of my strong suits because I do my homework. The experience wise, I know my pitchers very well. Whether it be in AAA, big leagues, it doesn't matter. I know them very well, but I also pay attention and I do my homework on the other team a lot. And so I throw very well. I have a plus arm. And it's even for my size, I move well behind the plate. My receiving is probably my number one strength behind the plate as a catcher.
So I have a question. So you've got a series coming up, and you're catching, you're prepping against the Twins. You got 2 games to go. How much is it sitting down with you, the pitching coach, and the pitcher, and you're going to prep? How much of that is done with laptop work and film? And
it's a lot, actually. Like the beginning of each series. So if we play a team, for example, if we play a team, say Minnesota, and we play them for a 3-game series, that first day of the series, we have about an hour meeting with our manager, pitching coach, assistant pitching coach, catching coach, or our hitting coach as well. We go over their whole team of hitters, me and our other catchers. We go over the whole team of hitters, and then after that, we have a hitters meeting that goes over their pitchers, and then we have a pitchers meeting that goes over their hitters again. And then before the game, the starting catcher and the starting pitcher go over the lineup once again with our pitching coach and manager.
Let me ask you this, because I thought it was fascinating when you said, one of your strengths is knowing the hitters, calling the game. Are there any conflicts? I mean, well, who has the final say, the pitcher or the catcher, on what they're going to throw a hitter?
I mean, at the end of the day, when you break it down to about as basic as possible, catchers are suggestion boxes.
Really?
I mean,
so the pitcher wants and do what he wants.
Yeah, I mean, if he doesn't want that pitch because he's feeling confident in something else, regardless if it's against the scouting report or not,
right.
That's what he wants, and that's what he's going to shake to, because at the end of the day, he's got all the control.
But what would, in your opinion, is it wiser to have the catcher who really knows a lot to call the game, or it should make pitchers even better, right?
No, it does. It's you can't really beat the feeling of being on the same page as a battery, especially in the big leagues. So it's like everything flows smoothly. You're on the same page as your hitter. As well as the catcher, but the pitcher's recognizing swings, recognizing the reaction to certain pitches, and so it's like being able to think on your own as a pitcher. And then having your catcher thinking there right along with you is huge. But the scouting report is a basis of it's a baseline of your preparation and your thinking throughout that game.
So it should be similar thinking, perhaps.
It's pretty similar. I mean, nothing's too off the tracks for the most part. When it comes to pitch calling or something, right. It's like if somebody shakes me in a certain situation, I'm pretty sure like my next fingers I put down is what he wants to throw.
Okay.
Because it's, I mean, you get used to it.
Yeah,
you get used to your pitcher.
So what's interesting to me is I think there's been some catchers that, they'll try to shake the hitter, their confidence, psychological.
Yeah.
Is that common in the big leagues? Do you do it? How common is it?
You know what? I really don't. I mean, we all have our adjustments, but at the same time, it's like being behind the plate. Like your job is to help that pitcher get this guy out.
Right.
And so you're sitting right next to him, and it's like whether you can diminish his confidence or diminish his production, whatever you have to do it.
How do you do that, though?
I mean, honestly, it comes down to execution. I mean, the best part about baseball is, no matter what the situation is, who's at the plate, who's on the mound, you still got to throw the ball over the plate, and they still got to try to hit it. I mean, so it doesn't. Anything can happen.
The hitter comes up, he struck out the previous time. You're not going to say, don't worry about striking out again. I mean, you never say anything.
No, nothing like that. I mean, honestly,
I probably would. So
I've actually met some really great guys in the big leagues.
Oh, I bet.
And they come up to you. It's like, hey, Bruce, what's going on, man? How are you?
Really?
This, that, and the other. First about of the game, they always speak to me. I mean,
cool.
it's like a camaraderie thing. Like we're all here doing the same thing.
Mutual respect.
Yeah, especially for catchers. So it's big for me. Even when I was a rookie last year.
So the most well-known player that said hi to you.
That's actually sat there and spoke to me.
Yeah. When they came to the
on the Red Sox, because I'm a Boston guy.
Are you?
I got the look.
I like it. My dad's best friend's a huge Sox fan. Fan. But the most personable guy that actually talked to me throughout a game was Adam Jones.
Yeah.
Adam Jones last year he walked up to me and he just walked up to the plate, leadoff batter. And this is probably, I don't know, I've been in the big leagues for a month and a half, maybe, something like that. He knew my name. We're sitting here talking, and every at-bat he comes up. He's like, hey, one of my at-bats, I hit a double or something. And I get up. When he comes back up the next thing, he goes, hey, man, great swing. He goes, great swing.
Really?
He goes, that's what I like to see. Like, da-da-da. And he's about to hit. I mean,
you got to love people like that. I mean,
awesome.
That is really cool.
And it's more common than most people would think until you talk to a player, because like you see it all the time when you're on TV. When people are on TV, like you see them get to the base and they're talking to the defender, but they're just sitting there talking. Like baseball players are just, especially
That's
up there.
Really cool.
It's so humbling because it's for example, I think my most memorable moment from last year when it comes to stuff like this was last year in September. We called up one of our Dominican starters, power arm for us. He made his first start against the Angels, and his first inning, I was catching his first inning. He walked the first dude, hit the next guy, hit Trout, and then almost hit Pujols. And almost hit Pujols, and they were pretty much up in the zone. Like, everything was getting hit up here. And he was our pitcher was nervous. And Pujols, the next batter ends up hitting like a double. Pujols comes around to score. And he stopped on home plate. He goes, "Hey, Maxwell." I was like, "What's up?" He was like, and he took his helmet off, and I took my mask off. Time was out. He was like, "Tell him to calm down. Tell him to relax and trust in what he's doing. They got him here. Tell him to calm it down, dial it back a little bit. Tell him to have confidence in what he's doing." Struck out the next 6 guys.
That's
and he stopped and talked to me. Everybody thought Pujols was saying something to me like, "You need to quit hitting, you need to quit hitting my players like this, that, and the other." But no, he literally took his helmet off. He was like, "Hey," because he's also Latin and everything. But he was like, "Hey, tell him to relax, go out and talk to him." He goes, "It's cool, man. Like, we've all been there." He goes, "Just tell him to take a deep breath and reset."
That is
100%.
such a compliment to
I was blown away.
Yeah, I mean to help the opposition. That's ultimate.
He probably
in sports.
didn't tell Mike Scioscia, though, he said that.
No. But it was just like, it was so crazy for me.
Right. Yeah, that's nice.
Well, I was just sitting there looking at him like,
wow.
This dude just took time to tell me to go help my pitcher that he's facing.
That's incredible.
It's
that
awesome.
really is.
The camaraderie.
It's nice to hear stories like that.
The camaraderie on the baseball field is like no other, man.
Wow. So you were a rookie last year.
Correct.
And then you started for these after.
I actually started back in AAA this year. I've been up and down.
But last year, when you got called up, you were playing regularly, or
correct? Yes.
Wow.
Yeah,
so how excited were you to be called up?
Well, I mean, it was the greatest. I mean, the day ever. I mean, it's something I've been working towards since I was a child. So it's like, and then coming from a Division III school, then converting from a catcher, and this is my
amazing.
This is my 5th full season behind the plate. This year right now.
Oh wow!
I never caught before that.
Did you ever see Moneyball, the movie?
Yes,
I loved it.
I got it on my iPad and I watch it almost every road.
Yeah, it's a cool deal. How's the GM Billy
Bean?
Billy Bean.
Well, now it's David Forrest. Now
it's not Billy Bean. What happened to Billy?
Well, he's still in our.
He's
I think
up.
he's
up
he everybody took a step up pretty much.
But a cool dude.
Yeah, great guy.
Wow,
wears flip flops, khakis, button down. It's awesome.
Really?
Yeah.
Man, his story was sort of interesting too. Well, it was in Moneyball where. Highly touted, high school player.
Correct.
Metrics.
Analytics, man.
I remember when he played.
He got quite a bonus, I think.
Yeah,
from the Yankees.
First rounder.
Yeah. Was it the Yankees? I think so. I don't know.
Yeah.
But that's tough. Yeah, phenomenal. So how does it look for you this year? I mean, you're rehabbing. How were you doing? Well, I guess let's see. It just started. So, have you played this year at all?
Yeah. I'm hitting about 300 in AAA, and I'm hitting about probably about 250 in the big leagues. My short times being up there.
That's pretty good.
And so everything's actually going well. We're doing well down in AAA as well, and so it's looking. I get off of this oblique strain that I have, and get back on the field, and hopefully. By the trade deadline and everything, I'll be back up in the big leagues. So
wow! So you think there's probably a good possibility? I suspect.
Yeah. I mean,
that is so exciting.
Yeah. So
wow!
Definitely.
So tell us a little bit the difference in when you compare the big leagues with AAA, for example.
I feel like the biggest difference is the execution. Especially on the hitting side of it. It's more, they always say it's like easier to hit in the big leagues than it is in AAA, but you have to go about it the right way. So when people say that, they don't really understand what you mean because it's like, they're just like, in the big leagues isn't that hard to hit. Like, no, guys in the big leagues are more around the zone, but you have to be also more disciplined in what you're doing and what your approach is because you're facing guys that, A, have reached the top tier of the sport,
right?
But B, that can put all their pitches pretty much where they want to. So it's more about not missing what you're looking for. Because on average, I mean, you get one mistake in a bat. Sometimes you don't. I had plenty of bats last year where I got 3 or 4 pitches and they were all either on the corner of the plate or they were balls. And I mean, you can't do anything with that.
Right.
It's already hard enough to hit. I I mean,
so are you still a power hitter like you were in college?
I've actually flourished into that. Like, I've always had the power. The home runs haven't been there. Last year in AAA, I hit 321 with 10 homers in AAA before I got called up, and then I hit 290 with one in the big leagues in the small time.
But 290, nice.
Correct. So it's like it's starting to come back because I had to put so much time into catching when I first got drafted that I did all my early work and extra work. All my early work and extra work was catching.
Oh,
so
wow.
I didn't get the at bats like hitting wise. Like I never worked on my hitting because I was working that much harder to be the best catcher I can be. And 5 years later, I'm one of our guys in the big leagues. So
you look pretty young. How old are you?
26.
So that's young, and so you got a good career ahead of you.
That's the plan.
That's the plan,
That's
right?
definitely the plan.
And now you got more fans.
Yeah,
we're big fans of yours now.
Awesome.
Left-handed hitter catcher. Do the right thing, you'll be okay.
Yeah.
So that's right. You bat left. Who else has been a lefted hitting catcher? I'm trying to remember.
Oh, there's been there's very few left-handed throwing catchers. That's
not a thing. Really.
That's not.
That's tough. So, what does it take psychologically, physically, emotionally, to be the top? And certainly Major League Baseball, to go to that top level. What would you recommend to other youngsters coming up?
It's something that you won't know about it until you experience it, which very few do.
Yeah.
But it's like getting there. Like everybody starts the same. Like my year, the year I got drafted, 2012. You had your Carlos Correa, Addison Russell. I mean, we had all these big names getting drafted in the first round. They're all high school kids or young kids, and they're out here winning. Addison just won a World Series. He got drafted by us. He won a World Series with the Cubs. You got Correa, one of the best shortstops in baseball right now.
This year.
That's what I'm saying. Like, you got that, but it's like they all started in rookie ball.
Yep.
Like, we all started in rookie ball. I went in the second round in 2012 as a college guy. Still went to rookie ball and played with these high school kids. Still went to short season. Still went to A-ball, AA, AAA. Like, that's the hardest part. It's like no matter what your signing bonus is, like I got a good one. Those guys got a really good one, obviously. The hardest part is to be able to continue to move forward.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
Because it's not always paved. Like, even if you're a first rounder, if you're not cutting it more times than not. Now, you potentially, like, I know I got more opportunities than most people because I was a high-rounder draft pick.
Second round.
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
So it's like I know what, but it's not always like that.
Oh.
But also, when I was in AA, my first year in AA, I hit like 190. I was there for half a season. I hit like 190, 200. My next year, my full season in AA, I hit 255 maybe.
But they made an investment in you, and they're gonna
correct.
Work that.
So, but but that right there is like, I mean, it's resilience. Right. Like, you have to be. I always tell people, I was like, they were like, you guys do the same thing every single day for 8 months a year, including spring training. They were like, I was like, you got to have a little something, some screws loose up there to continue to do what we do. We play a game of near almost impossible activities going on, and we make it look pretty simple. So,
how are the hands and fingers doing since you became a catcher?
You know what, man? I think my fingers keep growing.
Oh.
I don't know.
Any dislocations in there yet?
Oh, none there. Like, my thumbs automatically, dislocate already. Like, it's just kind of one of those things. So it actually helps me if I ever get thumbed. It just pops out. So it's good.
Wow.
But I don't know. I think my fingers are just getting like swollen from so much catching. So I feel like my hands are getting a little larger every time I look at them.
Who's the hardest thrower in Oakland?
Frankie Montas. He's one of our one of our Latin guys. Reliever, throws 100.
Ooh, nice.
And a legit
setup guy or closer?
Setup guy.
Okay.
And it's a legit 100.
That
seems
is
like
really good.
every team now is built the same. 6, 7, 8, throw 100.
Yeah, no, I mean, we've got him. Bobby Wall just went on the DL with a shoulder issue, but he throws over the top. He throws about 96 to 99.
Wow.
I got hit in the face actually by both of them while I was up in the big leagues. Foul tips. Yeah, had a little bit going on.
Not fun, right?
No, not at all.
No, that's
would much rather catch it,
Now, how do you stay balanced, so grounded, such a? I would describe you as just a down to earth, really nice guy. As you move up, do you think does it change baseball players as you get to the top? Or
I think some people, it's just about remembering, like, just like anybody else. Like, yes, we are not like our jobs aren't like normal jobs, but at the end of the day, it's still our job. Mm-hmm.
Right.
Like, if you understand that, like, I don't wear my jersey, like, with the first thing you see of me. Like, I have a name, I have a story, like, where I'm from. Like, that's how I was raised. We were raised in my household. My sister played Division I basketball, like,
really?
down in Alabama. But my dad always taught us, like, you treat the president with the same respect as you would treat the janitor.
Yeah.
Like, that's how it works.
That makes sense.
But that's how we stay grounded, though.
Good.
Like me, I meet people out here all the time. I've been out here almost 4 years now. And I meet people, they're like, holy crap. You're a major league, like, I know you. Like, I've seen you on TV.
Yeah.
It's like, I was like, but my name's Bruce.
Mm-hmm.
Nice
See,
to
that's
meet you.
Cool.
Well, I mean, that's how I've always been.
What a credit to you. And we're visiting with Bruce Maxwell, of course, Oakland Athletics catcher. Wow, this half hour flew by, and I think we're about to take a break. But Bruce, it's been a real pleasure and honor meeting you. We'd love to have you on again, and good luck. I think you're going to make a huge impact in the lives of many, as well as in baseball. And this is Breakthrough Sports, and we may go back to Real Hockey Talk a little bit to finish up our report card. We're at Twin Peaks, located at 2135 East Camelback Road in Phoenix, and we'll be right back after this break.
Tune in Monday through Friday, 7 to 9 a.m. as FanRack Sports Radio breaks down your pro and college teams with Chris Schubert right here on NBC Sports Radio, AM 1060.
And welcome back again. You're listening to Breakthrough Sports live on NBC Sports Radio, AM 1060 KDUS in Phoenix, Arizona. We're broadcasting live from Twin Peaks, located at 2135 East Camelback Road. This is a great place, is it not, Mr. Rick,
the
hockey
unbelievable.
Guru? I'm Dave Isaac, alongside Greg and the hockey guru, Rick, from Boston, who lives in Phoenix, but did travel to Boston. I thought it was last week.
No, it was
this that's right. We were preempted last week.
My 93-year-old dad.
That's right. That is really cool.
He's doing great.
And joining us now, a really honor and a pleasure to have the comedian Anthony DeVito, who will be playing at Rick Bronson's House of Comedy tonight. 2 shows, tomorrow a show. So, Anthony, welcome.
Thanks for having me, guys. Very happy to be here.
Yeah, we're very excited. Now, the first question I have, when I first saw your last name, I go, Danny DeVito. Are you kidding me? He's related somehow. But no, you're not. Are you?
Unfortunately, I'm not. I wish I was, but no, I'm not Danny DeVito's kid.
You know, he had such a great career.
He's unbelievable.
I mean, I saw him in Century City. I used to have an office in Century City. That's L.A. area.
Right.
And he came in this very well-known restaurant. I was sitting there, and he is really he's very short.
Yeah.
Yes.
Under 5 feet.
Yes.
But his presence is so huge.
Yeah.
I mean, this guy commands a crowd like he's like 8 feet tall.
Right.
And you got to love him.
5'5".
Yeah, he was funny on Taxi, right?
Great on Taxi.
And great dramatic actor, I thought.
I thought he was fantastic in Hoffa.
Yeah, tremendous.
Oh, my God.
He was so good in that.
He's great in Hoffa.
Man,
wow, I haven't seen that in such a long time. That's a great pull.
It is.
Yeah.
He was also great in Batman Returns.
Yes.
Oh,
played a great
the penguin, right?
Yeah.
That was a scary character.
Yes. I mean, that character, it's so funny to me because it's like, who are you trying to hide from?
Right.
He's eating raw fish.
Yeah.
Instead of the lake. It's like, you don't think it might be that guy who's eating fish? You don't think?
Yeah, a new name for sushi, perhaps.
Yeah.
But So Anthony, you're in New York or New Jersey, right?
Originally
comedian.
from North Jersey, but then live in New York.
Oh,
Based
okay.
out of New
So
York.
you live there now?
Yes.
Nice. And you've appeared in some really high-level shows. I mean, The Late Show with Colbert and Comedy Central and New Faces at the 2012 Montreal Just for Laughs Festival. It goes on, and you can be heard on XM. The Jim Gaffigan Show, and someone else you mentioned.
I got to be an extra on the Jim Gaffigan Show.
Wow.
And then regular on Bennington on Sirius XM.
That's really cool.
Yeah, thanks, man. It's I've been really fortunate so far. I'm very lucky.
So when did you first know you wanted to be a comedian? How old were you? You look pretty young right now.
Yeah, well, thanks, man. I'm
Hey, you
34.
know who you look like?
What's that?
Remember, what was the name of that movie? I know the actor, but the New York policeman.
You haven't narrowed it down.
Serpico.
Serpico.
Yes, yeah.
You
I
look
get
like
that
Al
a lot.
Pacino
I know. I
with
get
the
that.
beard,
Yeah.
right? Am I right?
I get Serpico a good amount.
Yeah.
You're not sold.
No.
I'm sold. I'm sold.
He's in. You're not
right,
in.
It could be many if to think about it.
Yeah. The movie Serpico, Al Pacino.
That's a good movie.
You didn't see it. Maybe you
no,
saw
everybody
Serpico?
saw Serpico.
Al Pacino?
Oh, yeah.
Looks just like him.
I get Serpico a bunch.
Yeah.
Who
else?
Oh, I get, plane hijacker. I get,
so do you get profiled?
I get profiled. Oh, like crazy, man. Yeah.
Wow.
When I get to the airport, I'm there bright and early, man.
Wow.
Absolutely. But Serpico I've gotten a number of times. Cat Stevens, I get Cat Stevens a bunch.
Really?
Yes.
Now we're
wow. Great songwriter. Cats in a Cradle.
Oh, love Cat Stevens.
Isn't
Matthew and Son. Big fan.
No doubt. So when did you first know you would be a comedian?
Okay. Well, early on. I mean, it's like it's a thing like anything where it just grabs you more than it does other things.
Mm-hmm.
I can't trace it back to a specific moment, but I just remember being affected by it more than other people around me. And then when I was in 8th grade, we were on a family vacation to Las Vegas.
Vegas?
Yeah, we're in Vegas.
Nice.
I know. What a great
love
family
Vegas.
vacation. Yeah. But I was in 8th grade. I couldn't get into the casinos. There's nothing I could do. So my mom took me to go see George Carlin at Bally's when I was in 8th grade. And that
you were able to get in?
We got in, and that was life-changing for me. It
really?
was unbelievable. Yeah.
So he's one of your mentors.
He was one of my guys, yeah, for sure.
Wow, he was really
How about
profound.
family, though? For me, every time I go back home, for me, it's new material.
Oh, family, it's all, I mean, most of my act is about family.
Yeah.
I mean, I come from a good-sized Italian family, Italian grandmother, Italian mother. I mean, that's most of what I do.
Wow.
Is them. Yeah. They get royalties for everything that I do.
That's got to be hysterical.
Oh,
I mean, it's got to be so funny. So it's most of your style is it's really autobiographical.
Yeah, it's all autobiographical, family stuff, relationship stuff, stories about my life.
And your girlfriend, you said?
My girlfriend as well.
What about that? Tell us something about
girlfriend, she's another comedian.
She is?
Yeah.
What's her name?
Julia Solomon.
Wow.
Yeah, she's younger than me by 8 years, but we met at an open mic, classic story of romance.
Really? On an open mic?
At an open mic, and we've been dating about 3-4 years.
Wow, how's that going?
It's great. It's this is the first time I've ever dated another comedian, and it's really helpful because they keep the same hours, and they understand, like, if I'm not there for dinner and I'm like, look, I got offered a spot at Gotham or whatever, I got to take it. Yeah. They're not, like, disappointed. They're like, go do the spot.
They understand.
They understand, and because it's a lifestyle, not like a lot of things.
Right.
So
that's for sure. The travel involved and all that. Now, we're hoping for breaking news. We love breaking news. Anything you want to say announcing what's coming up with your girlfriend? I'm supporting her.
I don't have any breaking news to tell you. We're doing well.
Good.
Hopefully move in together soon and get going with the rest of that stuff.
So she lives in New York,
She lives in New York as well.
Now, do you have different, I suspect, I'm going to guess, you have different travel schedules.
Yes.
So she travels a lot, too?
Not so much now.
Oh.
I'm traveling a bit more just because I recently did the Comedy Central special and Colbert. So I got a couple credits attached to me. So I'm working the road a little bit more as of right now. But she's hilarious. I couldn't be with another comedian who I also didn't think was actually funny.
Gotcha.
That would be a giant problem.
So is she listening right now?
No, I don't think so.
Oh, man.
Maybe. You never know.
Yeah.
I don't know. She could be a big fan of your show.
In fact, we have a surprise for you. Welcome.
Julia, you're here.
Come on. She's right here now.
What a day.
Breaking news. No, I'm kidding. So that's really cool. I don't think we've met a comedian that dated a comedian.
No, not yet.
Yeah.
This is the first.
This is really good. So do you have laugh-offs at all?
There are definitely times within the relationship where something happens and we both recognize that that's funny, and it's kind of a thing of like, well, who's going to take this bit? That does happen.
How about your family and her family together?
How does that work?
Man, I don't know, man. My family with any other family is it's not that it's rough, but it's like I don't know what's going to happen there. Her family, she's half Italian, half Jewish. I'm full Italian.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I thought the name Solomon.
Well, that's going to be good material. That's going to be classic.
That's got to be great.
Oh, it's great.
There's some similarities.
A ton of similarities.
Old-fashioned Jewish mom.
Italians, but they're better with money. That's really all it is. The same.
That's good.
Yeah, absolutely. No, Jewish people, Italian people, very, very similar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow, that is
Works
really
well.
cool.
Yeah.
So, what's her style of being a
Similar.
comedian?
Very, very similar. Autobiographical stories, super personal, vulnerable, and that's really it. Yeah. We're very similar in that nature.
Yeah, that is really, really cool. Now, so Rick Bronson's House of Comedy tonight, you have two shows. Let me guess. I'm going to say 7:30?
I think 7 and 9:30.
7 and 9:30.
Yep.
And, I would it's such a beautiful venue to be at.
It is a perfect room for comedy.
And
really
I could tell you are going to be hysterical tonight. So if people want to feel good,
come out.
You should always come out there. And then tomorrow you're going to be here still.
I'll be here tomorrow for another show. I believe at 7 as well.
Now, were you there last night? Did you do
Yes.
a Friday night?
I did 2 shows last night.
Oh.
Both went great. One better than the next.
Well, oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Now, how do you get a sense, there's various types of audiences, especially probably geographical.
Yeah.
I mean, you're Phoenix, you go to L.A., maybe the South. It might be all different. Do you have to change your material to fit the audience, you think? Or how does that work?
It kind of depends. You're kind of doing that on the fly. I kind of write my material to be relatable for everybody, so I'm not doing a lot of mental juggling up there. But there's definitely jokes that I'll tell in the beginning of my set where I'm like, if they didn't laugh at that joke, they're not going to like this joke that's coming 20 minutes later.
But in the South, you might say something like this that wouldn't apply to L.A. or Phoenix. Like when a brother went out with a sister. Okay, I'm kidding.
Yeah.
That was bad,
the
right?
stereotyping.
Yeah, that I know.
I don't know, man.
Just
My
kidding.
aunt dated her cousin at one point.
You can use that.
Do you stay away from politics? Is that just?
I'm just
not worth it. No?
I don't enjoy. Like I'll try to write political stuff, and then I just get bored with it. I'm not. I'm
You're
not
like Kathy
it.
Griffin right now.
I'm not like Kathy Griffin, and I'm just not smart enough to do it. Like some comics can pull it off, and you're like, that is great.
Well,
and
Bill Maher is pretty good at that.
Super savvy at it.
Yeah,
but when I try my hand at it, it just doesn't sound right.
Yeah.
And I don't enjoy telling those jokes.
Yeah.
So it's just like there's not a passion that comes through.
Well, plus half the people are going to hate you and half will love you.
But if it's done in a way that it doesn't have an edge.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it's possible.
Bill Maher, he's funny, but you know what side he's on.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
It's not an even playing
field. And you certainly know what side Kathy Griffin's
right. So there was a day, Conan O'Brien will play both. Jay Leno will play both.
Right.
And that's because of the writers he has with him.
Right.
Well, that's probably
you need
true.
to be equal.
Well, it's also with Maher. It's like, he knows the audience that he's performing in front of.
Oh, yeah.
He's buying the tickets.
Right. I'm going on the road in front of anybody.
Right.
So
that's
it's like,
right. So you don't know.
I don't know who's going to be there, and I need. It needs to be good for everyone.
I agree.
There aren't people like Bill Maher's crowd is going for Bill Maher.
Exactly.
People that are going to see me are like, we're on a date.
Yeah.
They're not specifically there for me. So I don't kind of have the luxury of being super divisive if I want to be successful on stage.
I agree. I think that's tough. That's why we really don't talk politics either because, it's not a political show, but still half the people, they're not going to like it.
Yeah.
That's just how it is.
Yeah, and also, too, it's like you were saying, it's like I don't want to soften the jokes to the point where they're so diluted that they're just not funny anymore.
Yeah.
Right.
So I just stay away from it in general, unless I get a joke that I'm like, this is good enough that it goes over the head of all that stuff.
So would you describe your material PG, R,
I'd say,
triple X?
It's R. It's definitely not triple X. It's not triple X.
Well, you remember that guy, what was it, Red,
yeah.
The guy, he had his TV show.
Who, Red Fox?
Red Fox.
Well, he might have been the original triple X.
I saw him
that
in
was
Vegas.
years ago. Yeah,
I saw him in Vegas once.
He's unbelievable.
I mean, it was beyond triple X. I couldn't believe what I was
He
hearing.
couldn't do that on Sanford and Son. That wasn't.
No, they wouldn't let it fly.
That was pretty amazing.
Now, I'm R. I mean, the topics may seem a little bit darker.
Yeah.
But that's just my sensibilities. But actually, what I'm saying, it's not bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it sounds. I think you need a little R in there.
Yeah,
right?
you do.
I mean, very few are just PG, I think.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think there's much in that.
It's the material from my family. I've said this before. My dad, 93.
Right.
My brother and I, in a loving way,
Yeah.
have nicknamed him the social assassin.
Right.
Because you never know what he's going to say
Oh,
to a
totally.
group of people.
Oh, my God, yeah.
Every family has him. How about, is there an uncle there?
Grandma,
in the Grandma
was absolutely like that, where it's just like, I mean, we're in public. Like, we're gonna get kicked out of friendlies. But that's where I come from. So it's like that is what made me laugh as a kid. So that's what's translated into making me laugh as an adult. So it's things along those lines that's very much informs my comedy.
Now, let me ask about Grandma Vicky.
Yes. Oh, Grandma Vicky.
What about Grandma Vicky?
Grandma Vicky, my grandma, super conservative, classic, Italian grandmother my whole entire life, right? Then she goes into a nursing home a couple of years ago.
Oh.
She's now 90 years old.
Ooh.
Meets a guy in the nursing home.
No way.
Yes, swear to God. 62 years old.
62.
Quarter of her age.
And she's 90.
And she's 90. He is also blind. He's black. And he has one leg. So that is the relationship that she's in right now.
So they're going out?
They're going out, man. They want to get married. It's crazy.
They do?
Yeah. I have only known my grandmother to have hated men my whole life and to not be so fond of other races. And now is in the most progressive relationship that I know of.
That is amazing.
I know.
In more ways than one.
In more ways than one. I know.
That is unbelievable.
Yeah.
Wow. Do they, I guess they have a curfew at the nursing home.
I mean, they have a natural curfew. They're not really able. Their
Oh.
bodies really don't allow them to stay out. Yeah, past 8:30 at night.
Oh, I gotcha.
Yeah.
So they talk a lot, or what do they do?
Yeah, they talk. They, hold hand.
Really?
Yeah.
And they want to get married.
They want to get married. They're very much in love.
You think that's going to happen?
Happiness is the common denominator.
Yeah, I
That's
think
all
they'll
that
probably
matters.
get married before I do.
I hope your girlfriend didn't hear that.
No, it's only a joke, man.
Oh, she's texting me now, though.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
How does Julia have your number? Wait a minute.
Yeah. Uh-oh. Okay, I know her. No, I'm kidding. I don't know her. Wink, wink. No. So that is just really a cool story about you.
Yeah.
What type of Italian name is Vicky, though?
Victoria.
Victoria.
Oh, is that Italian name?
Yeah.
Oh, it is?
That's common.
Okay, that's cool. You have a really cool website, by the way.
Oh, thanks, man. I made it myself. Thank you.
I like it. It says not stand up. That's how I learned about Grandma Vicky.
Yeah.
And then stand up, your bio, the homepage. It really is cool.
Thanks, man.
Can people track where you are on this website?
Yeah, I put all my shows for the upcoming next couple weeks on my website under shows. And then the best way to really find out about shows is just follow me on Twitter.
Okay, what is your contact stuff?
It's at Anthony DeVito _.
Oh, that's easy.
Yeah.
At Anthony DeVito _. And the website is what?
AnthonyDeVitoComedy.com.
Nice. And it says you're here in Phoenix. I don't believe it. What a coincidence. No, I'm kidding. House of Comedy, of course, Rick Bronson's House of Comedy. Definitely get out there tonight. If you can't make it tonight, there's tomorrow night. And that's always a fun thing.
Yeah.
It's in what they call High Street.
Mm-hmm.
And we're not in Colorado, California, Washington.
Sure.
But it is High Street.
Yeah.
And it got voted down here in Arizona.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
It's a shame.
They what they did is they anticipated naming it High Street before the vote.
Right. We've got the street, and then.
Uh-huh. So, but it is a cool place out there.
Yeah,
right?
it's a nice little area. It's a perfect spot for a comedy club because it's like you can go out to a restaurant, you can have a drink, you can walk right over to the club.
Yeah,
it's a
it really
nice
is.
Spot. Yeah.
Do you stay at one of those condos there or whatever?
Yeah, I'm at condos across the street.
Is that
It's
cool?
Beautiful. Yeah.
They're nice things.
Huge room. I mean, I live in New York.
Oh,
my
yeah.
apartment is a rat's mouth.
Oh, no.
So, yeah. It's spacious. I got a pool. I'm living like a king over there.
Really? Don't tell your girlfriend.
I told her.
Right. Oh,
she's on the next flight out.
And then, you got all these other shows. Oh, Dangerfields you play at.
Mm-hmm.
How is that? Is that a cool?
It's a fun room.
He was funny, right?
He's amazing, man. What a legend.
One-liners, right?
Yeah, unbelievable.
Take my wife, please. Is that him or?
That's Henny Youngman.
Oh, wrong guy.
But similar vein, for sure.
Who's some of your favorite comedians?
I love, Louis C.K., Bill Burr, Doug Stanhope, obviously.
Wow.
And then there's just so many. I mean, that's the great thing about doing comedy in New York. You're just surrounded by your peers
quite a
who,
few.
In the next 10 years, they're going to be the household names.
Yeah.
So there's just so many guys out there that I look up to who are just within my friend group.
You know who I really loved? I saw him twice in person, Manhattan Beach in California at a small little comedy shop. And then also the warm-up for Joan Rivers, I think, in Las Vegas. Gary Shandling.
Oh, Gary Shandling.
Oh my God. He is funny. He died,
unreal.
I'm sorry to say.
Larry Sanders Show.
One of the best shows of all time.
The writing was
absolutely
unbelievable.
Cool.
Hey now.
Gary
what
Shandling.
An original, funny show, man.
Very, very historical.
Ahead of its time, for sure. And
Artie,
Hank,
Artie, it was
one of my favorite characters ever.
Yeah.
Ever in television.
It's really sad that he passed away sort of young, I think.
Yeah, super sad. From what I understand, very generous as a human being, and then also just a game-changing stand-up comedian.
Yeah, no doubt. Someone else much older, sort of before my time, but I did see him, I think, in Las Vegas once, but I did have this clip, this whole HBO special that I recorded. I don't know where it is now, but Buddy Hackett.
Oh, Buddy Hackett. Yeah.
Out in your part of the woods.
Yes.
Funny, hysterical. But that's even before my time.
Yeah.
But really a superb comedian. There's been a lot of great ones, throughout the years, I think, and they continue to come up. And I anticipate you're going to be, or you are, but you will rise to that level.
Oh, thanks,
will you remember us?
Of course. I'll be back here at Twin Peaks whenever.
Oh, there we go.
You let me know.
And you'll probably come here anyway, judging from the service and the beauty of the women here.
Yeah, this place is a log cabin with an erection.
Yeah.
I was telling him before that.
That's a good one. They should brand that.
Yeah, I don't know why.
I'm definitely going to be there tonight.
Yeah.
That was
come
funny.
out.
Broadway Comedy Club you're going to be at. Wow, a lot of New York stuff, so that's good for you. Right?
Yeah, I'm based in New York, and that's what's great about New York is there's so many clubs within the city, so you can just jump from room to room to room. It's so cool. It's a comedian's dream.
Wow, that is really nice. Do you have an agent?
Yeah.
How I guess every comedian needs one, right?
Yeah, it's kind of tough to do everything on your own until you get to a certain point.
Yeah.
If you get so big, then places are contacting you directly.
Yeah.
But until that happens, you have people that reach out on your behalf.
Yeah, that is really, really nice. So tonight, big night, and of course tomorrow night as well. And how long is your show usually?
It's about a 45 to 50-minute set with a very funny host, this guy Ron Morey, and then a great, hilarious opener. I think his name is Ian Glib, and then another guy doing a guest spot. Really, really fun, good comedians for sure.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
That is so cool. I love that place, and we've met several comedians there, and you got to admire someone living their passion.
Yeah.
Because there's an element of unknown.
Totally.
It's not like climbing up the corporate ladder where you can sort of trace and track your progress, meet certain criteria. It's a whole different ballgame.
Totally. You have no idea where it's going to go. I mean, I remember starting. I have a college degree in architecture, so I worked in an architecture office for years before starting comedy. So, but it was a thing where it's like I knew I didn't love it enough to do it for the rest of my life. And I knew I loved comedy from an early age. It was just a case of building up the nerves to actually go and do it. And then once I started, I was like, this is it. I'm doing this.
Wow.
And it's like anything else. I mean, it's hard work, and it's just that over and over again.
But you're your own boss.
But you're your own boss.
Yeah.
Casual Friday, super casual.
And you got to be comfortable and confident because you can't do that if you're not.
And you write your own material, I'm guessing.
Yeah.
And how important is that for a comedian to write their own material?
I mean, it's the most important thing.
Yeah,
because
probably.
the comedy has to come from a real place within yourself.
Oh, I got you.
And the minute it doesn't, an audience can smell that.
Yeah.
So the minute that you're not 100% you or you're not 100% invested in what you're saying, it's never going to be successful.
Wow.
So it has to genuinely come from you.
That is cool. Any goals to be an actor, going to other areas of entertainment?
I mean, if that stuff happened along the way, it would be terrific.
Yeah.
But mainly I love doing stand-up comedy.
Oh, okay.
And it's really the thing I love more than anything else in the world to do. Those other things happen, they happen, but those things sort of latch on to you as you're going along within stand-up.
Are you a sports fan?
Big sports fan.
Oh, I should have asked that earlier.
He's a big Red Sox guy.
Red Sox? Are you really?
I can tell.
Yankees.
Big Sox fan.
I'm saying, I bet Yankees. Am I right?
I grew up a huge Yankees fan, but I grew up a Yankees fan before they won. I grew up in the 90s with
that in the 1800s?
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
No,
right.
man, there was like Don Mattingly, Jesse Barfield, Roberto Kelly, Alvaro Espinoza. Those Yankees teams, those were my guys.
Rangers or Islanders or Devils?
Devils,
Grew
up
okay.
a Devils fan with
Martin Brodeur. Good.
Brodeur, man, I can remember when Brodeur was a rookie and the Trap and the Devils were winning.
One of the
Claude
best.
Lemieux.
They're still playing
Scott
the Trap,
Stevens.
I remember.
Yeah, man. That
Good
was
stuff.
huge for New Jersey because we only had the Nets.
Yeah.
And the Nets were terrible growing up.
Yeah.
Giants or Jets?
Giants.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, cool. Who else is left? Liberty or Mercury?
That doesn't count.
Big Liberty fan. New York Liberty. Let's do it.
Pondexter,
Knicks.
I think,
Knicks
is
or
one of the
Nets?
guards.
Knicks or Nets.
Oh,
that was tough growing up because I was basketball, biggest fan of basketball.
Really?
But we only had the Nets, and it was so tough to get behind the Nets. They had nobody exciting.
Terrible uniforms, too.
Terrible uniforms. Awful.
Wow.
Even when they got Derek Coleman and Kenny Anderson, it was like, it's going to happen.
No.
And then they stunk.
Wow, you know your sports.
Oh, yeah, I was a huge
got to get you on the sports show
All
from New
East
York.
Coast people love their sports.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I guess that's right.
Passionate about
Yeah.
Brooklyn Dodgers or L.A. Dodgers?
That's
before
back. My time.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
So what's your favorite sport?
Basketball, by far.
Second?
Second, probably football.
Third,
baseball.
Fourth,
hockey.
Oh.
Yeah.
We're real hockey
I
team.
know. I'm not a big hockey guy.
This is basketball, and I can say basketball is a joke right now because everybody knows who's playing. It's a joke.
Game one was
Who's
an
gonna
atrocity,
win?
man.
So what happened? They're not going to...
It just looks like it's going to be a blowout the rest of the series.
But you know who's playing, though. You know at the start of the season.
Yes. There's no surprises whatsoever. That's why even Barkley said that thing about how hockey is more exciting than basketball.
Oh, man. Yeah, you got the 8th seed in the Stanley Cup Final right now.
It's great.
So we only have about a minute left.
No worries.
Give us your contact information where they can...
So you can follow me on Twitter, Anthony DeVito _. Go to my website, anthonydevitocomedy.com. I post all my shows there, so if you want, follow me on both those platforms. Come out to a show. It's going to be a good time.
And tonight, Rick Bronson's
tonight,
House of
come
Comedy.
out tonight.
Get out there,
Rick
High
Bronson,
Street.
7 o'clock, 9:30. Tomorrow at 7.
Yeah, we hope everyone gets out there. It should be a lot of fun.
Yeah,
There's
absolutely.
No doubt. It's been a real honor and pleasure.
No problem,
having
guys.
you on. We'd love to have you on again.
I'll come back whenever I'm in town.
Oh, this is great. And maybe you could even call in from New York. You'll be our New York correspondent in sports. What do you think?
I'd love to.
Wouldn't that be cool?
That'd be great.
Yeah, that'd be really good.
What's the time's the show tomorrow, Sunday?
I believe it's 7 o'clock tomorrow, and then tonight 7 and 9:30.
7 o'clock.
Yeah, you should.
Sunday. I can make tomorrow.
Yeah,
all right.
Come out tomorrow.
Yeah. We'll see what we can do to arrange some tickets for you. That'd be awesome. And again, thank you so much,
no worries,
Anthony.
Guys. Thanks for having me.
You got the perfect Italian name, Anthony DeVito.
Yep.
I have the perfect Jewish name, David Isaac.
Oh, wow.
So we're like soul brothers already,
yeah.
which is sort of cool. And again, we are live from Twin Peaks, located at 2135 East Camelback Road. This is NBC Sports Radio. Thank you for listening. We'll see everyone next week. Have a great weekend.